Welcome, Charger fans, to Charger Baseball on Charger Vision. I'm your host, Cooper Cloud, joined by color analyst Brett Bogert. We're here for the Class 3A number 6 Heritage Chargers matchup against the Mount St. Mary's Rockets. And we're here at a beautiful day at Stevenson Field at Charger Stadium. Brettley, you got anything?
It's a great day for baseball, looking to bounce back after a tough loss in the championship game of the tournament this past weekend.
Yes, we are. The Chargers are 13-2, ranked number 6 in Class 3A. They've had a pretty impressive showing at the I-40 Classic this weekend in Weatherford. Unfortunately, losing the championship game in a tough nail-biter and extra innings. But after the weekend, they took their record against top 20 teams to 4-1, an overall 13-2 record. The feature player today for the Chargers is Campbell Kerr. He'll be playing catcher today, filling in for Brandon Ezell, who'll be having the afternoon off playing and DHing for the Chargers. Campbell's an ultimate team player. He's Mr. Hustle, as he is in football for us on the gridiron. Coach Draper can put him in at any position. Usually he plays whatever position the pitcher usually plays on a day-to-day basis. He's a great base runner. Today he'll be leading off the Chargers in the batting order. This season he's batting .404 with 18 runs and 9 stolen bases, so look for him to get on base and make some plays with his legs. When we come back after a commercial, we're going to get to Brett's keys to the game, so stick with us on Charger Vision.
When you walk into Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you'll know you're in the right place. With the best Baja-style menu in town, we'll have the whole family addicted. Order up. Nachos, tacos, burritos, it doesn't matter. It's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. We know you've had a long day, and you deserve a break. So, bring the crew to one of the Fuzzy's Taco Shop locations in Norman, Oklahoma City, or Stillwater. Welcome to your new addiction. Eat me.
Welcome back, Charger fans, to Stevenson Field. We're here for the Heritage Hall Chargers versus Mount St. Mary's, and now we have Brett Bogert's keys to the game. Brett?
Thanks, Coop. The keys to the game, after speaking with Coach Draper, the keys to the game are the bounce back from the tough loss to Lakiba Sickles in the final of the I-40 Classic. It was a good tournament, though, knocking off number 1 in 4A Weatherford. Coach Draper's keys to bounce back to the tough loss, he wants the players to be aggressive on the hitters' pitches on offense, make the routine plays on defense. Highlights are a bonus, and to score early, be relentless, score early and often for the Chargers.
Thanks, Brett. Now we're going to go to the starting lineups for your Chargers. Playing at home, we'll start out in the field. So catching behind the plate will be number 20, Campbell Kerr. Playing first, Joe Wheeler, second baseman all year, senior, Jack Blumenthal. Shortstop, the sophomore, number 2, Roman Fansalker. The third baseman, who pitched fantastic this weekend, Alex Fisher. Left field will be Dawson Evans. Center field, the Dale transfer, Joe Buckendorf. And right field, the freshman, Blake Adams. DH today for the first baseman, Joe Wheeler, will be Brennan Ezell. The batting lineup for the Mount St. Mary's Rockets will be number 25, Noah Boakman. He'll be playing center field. Number 15, Taryn Schweikart. You're going to have to bear with me with that pronunciation. Batting third, number 24, John Teague. Hitting cleanup, number 42, Nico Sutton. Batting fifth, number 6, Joe Crodel. Batting sixth, number 14, Chandler Whitney. Number 1, Colton Phoenix. Number 8, batting 8, number 16, Isaac Holland. And hitting last, number 4, Patrick Talbot. The coach for the Chargers, as you all know, is Breck Draper. His second season with the Chargers after spending time in independent ball and coaching various teams around the state. His first season with the Chargers was the Chargers' most successful, as they recorded the most wins in program history. he is looking to build on that momentum with a good group of seniors to hopefully make a run at the state championship after hosting the Chargers' first regional in many years. The Chargers are in a deep Class 3A, and Coach Draper is looking for the Chargers to continue their hot streak of 13 wins. Hopefully they can get it back in action after these next 2 home games today and tomorrow. Coach Draper is going to approach home plate and exchange lineup cards with Mount St. Mary's Rockets. Looks like it's going to be their ball girl today. That's an interesting little take there.
Must be a little head game by the Rockets head coach sending out the ball girl to intimidate Coach Draper.
She looks like she could pitch a couple high risers in softball maybe. Fast pitch season in fall. Coach Draper's giving the – here comes the head coach, a little late to the action. Coach Draper's giving the Mount St. Mary's Rockets the outline of the field where the balls that can be out of play are considered with the fences, and he's also giving the lineup card. Pitching today is freshman Chandler Shepard, his first start of the season. Coach Seymour, the pitching coach for the Chargers, thinks that this freshman might have the best mechanics on the team. He's got a very live arm for a freshman. His slider is fantastic, which is an interesting pitch for a high school pitcher to have. Usually you go with fastball, changeup, and curveball, but Chandler mixes in a slider and has a very good feel for it. But the Chargers know that Chandler's success all depends on locating his fastball and getting strike one off a hitter. That's what Coach Draper and Coach Seymour strive to have for their pitching staff. Brett, anything to add on the pitching today?
No, the Chargers have had outstanding pitching all season long. It'll be exciting to see the young freshman Chandler Shepard have a go today and see what he can add to the Chargers lineup.
I misgave the Campbell Kerr's number. I'm used to the football jersey. He's 14 in baseball.
14 in baseball, number 20 out on the gridiron.
Yeah.
That's where we spend most of our time with Campbell.
But it's good to see him at the top of the lineup. He was towards the bottom of the lineup at the beginning of the year. Now he's hitting leadoff. Coach Draper thinks that his toughness is good for the top of the lineup because he gets on base no matter what it costs, if it's a hit by pitch or waiting to get his pitches with a walk. So we're looking to have Campbell get on base again today early and get the Chargers going on the base paths. We're coming close to game time here. As always, people know that Draper, the mayor, has a lot to say to different people because he knows about everybody in the baseball world. So we're not particularly sure what he's talking about, but he is talking a lot out there.
Coach Draper's never been at a loss for words, and he's showing off his skill of talking right now. They're shaking hands. It looks like we're about to get underway here, boys.
Mount St. Mary's is a team that's kind of been up and down this year, but they always play the Chargers tough. I actually played them in regionals my freshman year. That's the year we played Bethel and lost to Bethel at Bethel. But they're a team that's always pretty tough to play, and if they're in the game late, the Chargers expect them to make some plays to keep themselves in the game late. The Chargers were supposed to play on March 5th, but their original game is rained out, and luckily today the couple clouds, but not too bad weather-wise. It's a little warm, and the wind's blowing out to right field. We're going to pause for a little bit and join the Chargers in the playing of the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to rise for the national anthem.
Chargers are in their home whites today, a style of jersey that Coach Draper has brought from the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They're wearing white hats and white pants along with their blue socks with gold and white trim. Mount St. Mary's Rockets are in white hats, gray jerseys, and white pants today. Not a big fan of road teams wearing white pants.
Yeah,
Little sign of disrespect, I think.
slight sign of disrespect. You'd prefer him to see him in gray or a different color, but you know they felt like they could wear the white pants at Heritage. What sign of disrespect to see what the Chargers do about it.
I love it. I hope they capitalize on disrespect. As we said, the wind's blowing out to right, so we're looking to maybe see a couple bombs today to right field as Chandler Shepard warms up. That's his slider that we were talking about. Got a little away from him there, but hopefully he's got it under control and gets a first pitch strike and gets the Rockets chasing.
Yeah, this is definitely nice day for the lefties to take it out to the short porch right field. Wind blowing hard out there. Hopefully the Chargers can see some go over the fence.
I'm always a fan of a dinger in an afternoon game. Don't know much about the Rockets. Have no clue what their averages or any stats of them are. So we're going to act like that doesn't matter because it's going to be taking care of business from the Chargers' point of view.
Yeah, hopefully the Chargers are the ones taking advantage of the stats today. Like to see the Chargers get out early, like Coach Drape said. Really get out early and take advantage of this windy day.
If Campbell Kerr throws down to second and the infielders meet at the mound with Chandler, we're going to be welcoming Noah Boekman, the center fielder, to the plate. His lineup is presented by head coach John Kilty of Mount St. Mary's. And the first pitch is just a bit outside for ball one. Coach Seymour calls the pitches for the Chargers. As the fastball is a little high, let's open up the count 2-0 on the leadoff batter. Brett, this isn't what Coach Draper wanted to do with the pitchers to begin with.
No, Coach Drape always talks about the importance of first pitch strikes, getting ahead in the count as Shepard gets his first strike. Maybe it's a little bit of nerves for the young freshman.
Kerr receives the signs from Coach Seymour and the windup. A line drive deep to center field. The wind's taking it. Joe Buckendorf all the way to the wall. As he gathers it at the wall, the Rockets are going for third. And the cutoff throw takes Fisher off the bag. There's a leadoff triple for the Rockets and Noah Boekman.
I'm sure that's the way the Rockets wanted to get off to a good start with a triple belted out to center field by Bachman.
And that was a sign of how the wind's carrying things. I thought that Joe was going to get that easily, but it sailed over his head with ease after the hit didn't even seem like it came off the bat that well. Now batting for the Rockets, number 15, Taryn Swikehart, the catcher. Ball outside.
Two batters so far, and Shepard's falling behind in the count. Let's see if he can get things going.
He's in the stretch now with the runner on third. A slide step, even though that there's no threat of a run from Chandler. As you can see, instead of picking up his leg as a normal kick, he slides. It's a 3-0 count to the catcher for the Rockets, as Chandler will hope to come all the way back here, throw a little batting practice fastball down the middle, see if they're swinging. Nope, they're going to take pitches. So now we got runners in the corner, and Alex Fisher, the junior third baseman, will come have a meeting with the young freshman.
It's a good sign of leadership by Fisher. Try to get the freshman to calm down, throw some strikes, and start getting some outs.
Campbell Kerr will give the defensive assignments here with the runners on first and third. We have our first left-handed batter for the Rockets. number 24, John Teague, the shortstop. Got a first pitch strike there on a foul tip to the screen. Now we're getting started. Now that he has a first pitch strike, look for Chandler to mix something up here, as the Rockets might be on the run. Another foul ball as Chandler's taking it. The wind blew that back. I thought it was going to come over our head, Brett, but the wind blew it back into fair territory as Chandler made a good play.
Yep, it's another example of the heavy gusts. American flag out in right field is blowing significantly. Looks like gusts up to close to 30 miles per hour.
I would say that your guesstimate is accurate. Now the cleanup hitter, number 42, Nico Sutton, the third baseman. He's in the middle of the box as he's looking for the first pitch from Chandler. An off-speed pitch low and outside. Good plate protection by Campbell so far, especially with the runners on first and third. We don't want to give up the first run on an easy pass ball or a wild pitch. Foul ball towards the middle school. Hope your cars aren't parked back there, folks, because it is a almost guarantee that you're going to get dented. Nico digs in again after the foul ball. An off-speed pitch grounded to Fisher. He snags it to 2, to 1. A good dig. Oh! And Joe Wheeler drops it for the potential double play, ending inning double play. Good turn there by Jack Blumenthal, the second baseman.
It's a good turn, a good opportunity to get the double play and end the inning, but unfortunately, Wheeler just wasn't able to dig it out, and the Rockets are on the board first.
Not really looking for Nico to run at first base, but he could surprise you. Five hole, number 6, Joe Crodel, the left fielder. Little squatty stance here for Joe. Camel Curve picks back. That was pretty close there.
Tough to tell from here. Got to give the umpire some credit. He probably had the better look, but it's a good throw out by Campbell and good tag by Joe. Really close play there at first.
Home plate ump says the first pitch was low, so the count is 1-0. We have 2 outs here in the top of the first. Chuck goes to the stretch, checks the runner at first. Ball inside on the left fielder from Mount St. Mary's. One thing I like to see from the middle infielders, Jack Blumenthal and Roman Fansalker, is backing up the pitcher when there is a runner on first base as Chuck Shepard picks back to first. 2 outs, I'd like to see the freshman pitcher worry about the hitter and not much about the runner on first. As he picks back again, pretty close. Good move by the right-hander. Still a 2-0 count. Pretty good lead by runner on first. 3-0 count again. This is when Chandler's gotten in trouble today, is when he gets behind in the count. When he has the first pitch strike, he's gotten both outs. But when he falls behind, he's walked or given up a base hit. If you're going to walk somebody with a 3-0 count, you might as well plunk them.
That's a good point. We'll restart and maybe Chandler can get ahead of this next batter for the Rockets.
That also goes down not as a walk for Chandler, but a hit by pitch, so in my book, that's okay. Looking to get a first pitch strike here.
You always were a stat guy, Cooper.
It's a team game, but there's a lot of individual accomplishments that can happen. There we go, first pitch strike after foul ball over to the lower school.
Looks like that one just avoided a car over there. Took a bounce into the trees.
Now batting is number 14, Chandler Whitney, second baseman. Whitney has an odd stance where he's a right-handed batter, has his right foot cocked to the back and his left foot, his front foot is closer to home plate. A little closed stance for a right-handed batter. Off-speed pitch low, and they're going to be a rundown in between third and second base as Roman Fansock and Alex Fisher are playing pickle. Roman's going to get the tag for the third out. As Campbell Kerr made a great play on a low pitch, got the guy on second peeking for the third out for the Chargers. We would like to thank 77 Energy for supporting the Charger Vision program. You can visit them on the web at 77nrg.com to learn more about their oil field services. Also, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Fields and Futures for supporting Charger Vision. You can check them out online at fieldsandfutures.com to find out how they're empowering coaches and kids to be something bigger than themselves. Fields and Futures, igniting success, one field, one coach, one student at a time. The Advancement Office would like to give a huge thank you to our donors for this year's annual fund. The gift is the cornerstone for our ongoing excellence at Heritage Hall. The Advancement Office is happy to report that the school has received over $375,000 toward our goal of $425,000. For more information or to give to the annual fund, please visit www.heritagehall.com/AF. Coach Draper's having a little meeting with the Chargers, trying to get them pumped up for the the ensuing bottom of the first.
It really could have been worse for the Chargers. They only gave up one run. Chandler got off to a little bit of a shaky start, but the defense helped him out a little bit to escape the top half of the first inning with only giving up one run to the Rockets.
Coach Draper will coach third for the Chargers as Coach Seymour, the pitching coach, will coach first. Draper will be giving the signs to the hitters, and Coach Seymour will be alerting the pitcher or the runners on first base of pickoff moves and when to go to second base. Batting order for your Chargers: number 14, Campbell Kerr. Roman Fansocker, number 2, the shortstop, will bat second. The third baseman, Alex Fisher, who's hitting a pretty staggering .562 this season with 18 RBIs, 8 doubles, and a home run. That's pretty good numbers for a high school hitter. And batting cleanup, the DH, will be Brennan Ezel, the normal catcher for the Chargers, but he's getting a break from fielding because of the amount of innings that he pitched this weekend in the I-40 Classic. Pitching for the Mount St. Mary's Rockets is Colton Phoenix. The Rockets are in 4A this year with a record of 7-8. They're 0-4 against top 20 competitors, so hopefully the Chargers can get that streak on to 0-5. What we can see from the Rockets is that the pitcher's going to have a curveball to throw, but it doesn't look like he's going to be throwing it much for a strike. Here's his changeup. That looks pretty good. And the throwdown from the catcher is also pretty good. So look for the Rockets to defend well against the running game with a left-handed pitcher and a live arm behind the plate. Now batting for the Chargers, number 14, Campbell Kerr. Campbell's hitting .404 with 7 RBIs, 18 runs, and 9 stolen bases.
You really got to appreciate the way Campbell Kerr plays the game. He gives it his all. He's a hard base runner, gets on base. He's a really key player for the Chargers today, as Coach Draper mentioned.
Colton Phoenix will start out in the windup. Left-handed delivery in the pitch. Is right down the pipe for strike one. Campbell's not gonna give you pitches, so he's gonna take what he wants and then make you work for it. 0-1 count. Campbell digs in as the windup begins. Inside fastball, so the count will be 1-1. Taryn Swikart, the catcher, also receives his signs from his coach in the dugout. The windup. An off-speed pitch low in the dirt. This is what I meant when I said Campbell's going to make you work to get him out. He's not going to be swinging at any trash down low. Two-one count, and Campbell fists one off to the right field. That'll be foul. He got jammed there on the 2-1 count. Look for Campbell with the 2-2 count to protect the plate. That's not give up an easy strikeout. Campbell will shorten up his swing and choke up on the bat just a little bit. As the pitch sails over his head into the backstop for a 3-2 count. Pretty good bat right now by Campbell. Forced it to 5 pitches. 75%. My dad always said 75% of first pitch 3-2 counts is a foul ball. So we'll see what happens here.
Jeff Cloud throwing out the stats.
Yep.
See if they add up.
Wind up again. And it hits Campbell on the inside knee. So he'll get an easy pass to first base.
Well, there it is again. Campbell with a tough at bat, getting on base. That's key for the leadoff hitter for the Chargers. Let's see if we can take advantage of it.
He ran down first base. That's not showing any pain, but now he's going to walk it off a little bit and start to gather his lead. Now batting for the Chargers, the shortstop, number 2, Rowan Fansalker. Rowan's a 5'11", 155-pound sophomore who's one of the top pitchers for the Chargers. He's hitting .214 this year, so hopefully he can get some at-bats and get back on track today. Roman showed bunt, let the low fastball go, but called a strike as Coach Draper gives the signs again. Colton Phoenix is now on the stretch as Campbell Kerr gets his lead. Third baseman rushes in as there's a pickoff to first base, anticipating a bunt. Roman did a good job there. He didn't show off the bunt if they are running a bunt play, as that's why they picked off to first base to try to get a little sneak peek. The stretch again. Third baseman will rush again. And Roman is not bunting. Looks like maybe a changeup high. So the count will be 1-1 with nobody out.
Looks like the Rockets have read their scouting report on the Chargers. They know they're aggressive on the base paths and like to steal quite often. It looks like they're protecting against that now.
Pick off again. Campbell gets back with ease. He hadn't had to slide yet. So look for him maybe to stretch out the lead just a little bit. No new signs for the Chargers after the pickoff attempt. Mount St. Mary's is playing pretty straight up on defense with the first baseman holding, but the third baseman is in for the possibility of a bunt. Roman is in the back of the box, and he is squaring around to bunt. The stretch. A slash play from the Chargers, and it goes right over the third baseman's head. A deep play in the hole for the shortstop, and both Chargers will be safe after the hit from Roman Fansalker.
Roman did a good job showing bunt. He brought the third baseman in, chops one over the third baseman's head in for an infield hit. Chargers have men on first and second with Alex Fisher coming up to the plate.
I think the only two ways for that play I think the two best ways for the way that play to work for the Chargers is for a line drive right back at the third baseman to get him scared, or that little hop.
Might have been fortunate, but Roman showed the bunt, took a good cut, dug it out and got to first.
Now hitting the hottest hitter for the Chargers, .562 average for Alex Fisher, the 6'2 junior. The stretch. And a curveball on first pitch for a strike. Second baseman Deacon, the Campbell Kerr at second. For no play. As a low fastball is called for a strike. Not so sure about that. It looked like it was below his knees. Look for Fisher to get an off-speed pitch here, or maybe a fastball out at the zone with an 0-2 count. But you are going to have to protect the plate. Stretch on the pitch. A high fastball out of the zone. Those high pitches are hard to lay off because it's at eye level. So it's a good play by Fish to not reach.
Fisher's current average of .562 at almost the midway point of the season. If he can maintain this batting average, he'll break Sam McCurdy of the class of 05's all-time season batting average.
That'd be quite the accomplishment.
McCurdy was a decent player back in his day at Heritage Hall. Put together a .538 batting average his junior season.
Another high fastball will take the count to 2-2. Roman is not being held on at first, so he'll have a free opportunity to get a big lead. Campbell is getting held on tightly by the shortstop and the second baseman, as the second baseman is playing basically behind second base as he shifts back to his normal position. The pitch and another high off speed. So the count to full.
The wind's really whipping out to right. Our tent above us is making a little movement with the strong winds.
Looking for Fisher not to hit into double play with Brendan Ezell, the cleanup hitter, on deck, as he chases one low for the strikeout for the Mount St. Mary's Rockets. That's the first out.
Number 25, Brendan Ezell.
Brendan Ezell, the normal catcher for the Chargers, hitting cleanup and DH today. Hitting .488 with 12 RBIs, 10 runs, and 10 stolen bases. The 10 stolen bases is a good number for a catcher, as most high schools employ a courtesy runner for both catcher and pitcher. Coach Draper sees Brennan as one of the best base runners on the team, so there's no point in taking him out to get his gear on. Stretch. Campbell Kerr will go for third. The throw is low and late, but a good dig by the third baseman, and a double steal by the Chargers as Roman advances to second base as well.
There's another example of the Chargers' aggressive base running style, getting 2 runners into scoring position for the dangerous Brendan Ezell.
But as I said, that the Chargers do not normally employ a courtesy runner. Max Turntine, the senior, number 15, will come in to run for the catcher, as he is already on third base. Max joined the team a little late this year after deciding whether or not to play because of a shoulder injury in football.
It's good to see Max out. After a couple unlucky years in different sports, he's managed to stay, for the most part, healthy comparatively. Now he's out to help make the Chargers run for a state championship.
Max is a veteran player playing in middle school, so hopefully he knows what to do in the situation in terms of ground ball back to the third baseman. Count is 0-1. Max takes a running lead down third base. And a base hit. And Max will tag after a pretty good catch by the left fielder. The sac fly from Brendan Ezell that brings home Max Turntine will even out the score 1-1. Pretty good rip by Brendan Ezell. It kind of crossed out the left fielder there.
It was a well-hit ball and had the left fielder confused, but he managed to get his glove up in time to make the catch. Max was speedy enough to get back to the tag and put the Chargers on the board, even in the game at 1.
Roman stays at second base. There's 2 outs now. Joe Buckendorf, the newcomer to the Chargers, who has a no-hitter pitching this year. 6'3" sophomore, or excuse me, junior, playing center field today. And he takes a pretty good cut at it. It's going to center field. Center fielder's back. He also makes an acrobatic catch. So the Chargers tied the score 1-1, leaving a man on base. We'll be right back after a short word from our sponsors.
It's been a long time coming, but it's finally here. Right now. A new dawn for Oklahoma City professional sports. A new tradition on a proud sports landscape. Professional soccer has arrived. Are you ready?
Head on down to the Charger Corner to buy your latest in-school apparel. Range from t-shirts to sweatpants and even those nifty bleacher seats. You'll always find the perfect Charger gear. Not only will you show off your Charger pride, but you'll be helping improve the school in many ways, such as classroom and activity funding. Come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 2. Tuesday and Thursday, 10 to 4. And don't come Saturday and Sunday because we won't be there.
Welcome back to Stevenson Field at Stadium 11. As the Chargers tied it up in the bottom of the first from a sac fly from Brendan Ezell. No defensive changes for the Chargers as Chuck Shepard, the freshman, is back up on the mound. Looking to get a couple innings out of Chandler, as this is kind of like a midweek game for as a college baseball team would approach it for the Chargers. The weekend starters, I guess you could say, would be Alex Fisher, Roman Fansocker, and Joe Buckendorf. So looking to get a couple innings out of guys that normally aren't in the rotation, as we might see Caleb Gofeller, the senior, pitch after Chandler's day is over. Now batting for the Rockets, number 14, Chandler Whitney, the second baseman.
Next to the bat, number 14, Chandler Whitney.
This is a good opportunity to get Chandler Shepard some experience on the mound. Let's see if he can take advantage of some first pitch strikes. Maybe the nerves have calmed a little bit after that first inning.
You would think so. Another closed stance. I guess Chandler, this is technically his second at bat after the pickoff in the first. Chandler opens up again with a 1-0 count. The windup and the pitch. Low fastball. That pitch has been called a strike today. Must have been too low for the liking of the umpire behind the plate. Whitney steps out to get his signs, and the pitch. There's the low strike we're looking for. 2-1 count as the Chargers pitching coach Jordan Seymour wants that same pitch again. He's staying low, Chandler is. Maybe trying to stake away from the high pitches that can send a ball to the outfield, but he misses too low there as the count goes to 3-1. There's a batting practice fastball right down the pipe. Takes the count full on the second baseman for Mount St. Mary's. Take some pine, meat. First strikeout of the day from the freshman.
Well done by Chandler to get back into that at bat. Did a great job after going down 0-3 in the count. 3 straight strikes, rings up the batter.
The windup after the first strikeout of the day. And a fly ball in between center and left. Both Blake Adams and Joe Buckendorfer on the chase. Joe gathers it. A double cut to third base as Joe Wheeler follows the hitter into second base. Good little piece of hitting there from on the first pitch. Looks like the Rockets are now going to try to get aggressive as Chandler has now shown that he's going to get the first pitch over as a strike. Looks like the Rockets will impose a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Now running, number 48, No Name McGee. .48's not listed on our roster today, but I do enjoy his flow and sock choice.
Looks like a young Cooper Cloud out there on second base.
I was going to say it looks like a mixture of the two of us with your long hair that you had in high school and my sock choice. So we'll stick with that.
Fair bit. Fair enough.
Now batting the right fielder, number 16, Isaac Holland. Chandler will now go with the stretch. Good pitch right there. Fastball on the outside corner.
I think Chandler's found some confidence with his last few pitches. See if he can keep it rolling.
Chandler takes a sign in the stretch, looks back at second base. The slide step. Nice little breaking ball there. I think it fooled both the hitter and the umpire as the count goes to 1-1.
Even fooled the scorekeeper in the dugout. He had already put it down for a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out for the Chargers. We have Sneakman, Ian Self in the building today, ladies and gentlemen. Come enjoy a hot dog with him. He can put a couple back, as can I. 2-1 count for Chandler.
That'd be an event I would attend. Sneakman versus Cooper in the hot dog eating contest.
2-2 count now for Isaac Holland, the right fielder. Camel Kerr takes the signs for Coach Seymour as Chuck Shepard prepares his stretch. Looks back at the runner. We're just going to call him Flow Man. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. You can also take some pine meat.
Chandler Shepard with his second strikeout of the inning. Leaving Flowman on second base still.
I think he's starting to get some confidence with his off-speed pitches, as we've seen the last 2 hitters go down with strikes. Now batting the 9-hole, number 4.
Patrick Talbot.
The first baseman. There's that off-speed pitch I was talking about as he left it low. No chance by Patrick as he whiffed. Good block by Campbell Kerr with the runner on second base.
Chandler now starting to look a lot more comfortable on the mound. He's mixing in some good pitches, getting ahead in the counts early.
Could be a mixture of him getting comfortable as Coach Seymour calling his game today. Ball outside. Takes the count to 1-1. This would be a big out for Chandler to get the 9-hole instead of going to the top of the lineup. Ball inside. Takes the count to 2-1. Patrick takes the signs from third base coach and digs back into the box as Chandler receives his signs, shakes it off the first time from Campbell. Now the stretch. And the pitch. A foul ball over the Mount St. Mary's dugout. Be alive over there, Luke Steelman, who's on camera for us on the first baseline. 2-2 count. Get your twos ready, Charger fans. Flo will take a lead. And the pitch. A good breaking ball.
Just a bit outside there from Shepard. He almost had the batter fooled. Check swing.
3-2 count now. Flo could be on the run. Step off by Chuck to keep the runner honest. The stretch. A breaking ball, pretty good pitch. And he rung him up a little late. Call there. Let us all guess him, but Campbell knew right away. So after the double from the Rockets, Chuck comes back with 3 straight strikeouts. Pretty good little outing there. Brett, you got a couple words for us?
Yeah, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors. Charger Vision would like to thank the official sponsor, RS Fuel Convenience Store. Make a pit stop on the south side of Memorial Road between Portland and May Avenue. High-performance fuel for your car and you. Thank you to the official sponsor, the Steelman Clinic, where losing weight is a winning game. To get in the game, call 405-755-4600. Want to say a quick congratulations to the men's basketball team for winning Heritage Hall's first ever state championship in the sport. The Chargers outlasted Verdigris in the finals behind Chris Hamilton's 18 points, some great lockdown defense from Kalen Woodson, and several outstanding role player performances. Coach Hamilton's squad finished the season 22-6, with 4 of those losses coming to 4A competition. Kudos to Coach Warner's Lady Chargers hoopsters on a great 20-7 season, facing adversity down the stretch while still advancing to area.
Heritage Hall is quickly becoming championship city as the football team captured 1 in the fall, as did the volleyball team, basketball team, and a couple individual state champions in wrestling and swimming, as Caden Gefeller, Grant Sorensen, and Arian Young, and then Avery Neiman in swimming. So the Charger baseball team, as the both Charger soccer teams and both Charger tennis teams and the track and field teams are looking to capitalize on the momentum of the fall and winter programs and bring some more hardware to 122nd and Penn.
As we like to say around here, it's never been a better time to be a Charger. The Chargers looking home to bring more championships this spring, with soccer going for their 3rd straight title, baseball going for a title, as well as the track team going for some titles.
Yep. Small conference at the mound from the Rockets after the throwdown to second base. Now batting for the Chargers, number 5, the left fielder, Dawson Evans. Dawson's a 5'11", 175 sophomore who's hitting .333 with 9 RBIs, 10 runs, a home run, and 7 stolen bases.
Dawson's coming off a great weekend at the I-40 Classic. He was 4 for 4, and in Coach Draper's words, hit a mammo home run on Saturday.
Got a good chance to hit one to right field today, as he takes a good cut on the first pitch and fouls it back over the screen.
I believe that was towards Mark Adams' car out there. Might have a broken window. El Camino.
The The windup from Colton will begin soon as Dawson digs in for the second pitch. Swing and a miss this time. A low pitch. Dawson's been aggressive early, but he's got to protect now with 2 strikes. Colton gets a sign in the pitch. A high fastball. So both times with an 0-2 count, he's going with a high fastball. Both of them gotten away from him, as Chargers have not taken the bait.
Don't really like to see this pitcher throwing at my free safety's head like that.
Dawson digs in with the 1-2 count, awaiting the pitch from Colton Phoenix.
Good eye again there from Evans.
High breaking ball that didn't break. 2-2 count now for Dawson. Little chatter coming from the Chargers dugout, but it doesn't to no avail as Dawson swing and misses for the first out. Now batting the senior second baseman, number 4, Jack Blumenthal. Jack's struggling early this year, hitting .216 with 6 RBIs, but when he gets on base, he does score and he does steal bases. So hopefully Jack can get on base and make something happen. No batting gloves look from Jack as he takes the first pitch. Good cut, a foul ball as Blake Adams will chase after that because it stayed in play.
Jack ditching the batting gloves today, maybe to try to switch up the mojo and start getting something going in the right direction.
High fastball. A little tighter zone with Jack Blumenthal as he's only 5'7". I like Jack's pace of play. He gets into the box quickly, and he's ready for the pitch. 1-1 count. Good cut from Jack as he almost swings out of his shoes. Just a bit under it as the fastball was a little high. One-two pitch. Another high fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Colton Phoenix as the freshman Katy Perry and Carly Wade Jepson fan, Blake Adams, approaches the plate.
Blake Adams has been on tours to Katy Perry concerts with his dad all across the country.
A lot of fan mail for Katy Perry coming into the Quail Creek residence of the Adams. The 5'10 freshman's hitting .345. 13 runs and 3 stolen bases. Tight stance from Blake as he takes a pitch up high. Colton Phoenix is now pumping the zone up high, looking for the Chargers to chase as Dawson and Jack both chased on 2 strikes, but Blake held off there.
Good eye there from Adams. Brings the count to 2-0. 2 down for the Chargers.
Mics are hot. Wind up on the 2-0 count. A rip down the third base line as the ball hits up over the third base. Left fielder chases it into the corner as Blake rounds first and heads into second with an easy double. Little laundry to do for Jane Adams now as the pants for Blake Adams are dirty.
See if the Chargers can get a little 2-out rally going with Adams' double right there. Next up to the plate, the pitcher, number 21, freshman Chandler Shepard.
Got some Jonas Brothers playing in the park. Maybe get the people going.
You got to love the taste of these freshmen. Got great taste in music.
I agree. If only we could get some Pitbull on the sound waves. Little conference of the mound between the catcher and the pitcher. Looking for the home plate umpire to go out there and get this going. But the catcher ends the conference before the umpire has to come out. Now batting the pitcher, Chuck Shepard, the freshman, looking with ducks on the pond to help himself out. Wide stance as opposed to Blake Adams.
Adams caught in the pickle. Adams has the speed, and he gets to third safely.
Not a very heady play by Adams to get caught in the pickle to begin with, but to get out of it showed his elusiveness and quickness as Draper gives him some stern words of encouragement and maybe some words of get your head out of you know what. Anyway, Chuck will now have a runner on third base with 2 outs, as we have Coach Adams behind us, not very thrilled with his son's performance on the base path. The stretch from Colton Phoenix, and the first pitch to Chuck. Chuck fisted off a inside pitch down the right field line for an RBI as he gets a single. Back-to-back hits from the freshman Chargers. And now the score is 2-1 with the Chargers on top, with the leadoff hitter and catcher Campbell Kerr come up to the plate.
The Chargers avoid disaster by Adams getting out of that pickle. Then Chandler Shepard helps himself out with the hit to right field. Chargers take the lead 2-1.
So even though Blake Adams will be talked to after the game about the mistake of getting too big of a lead and getting aggressive, he did make the best out of it by getting to third and then get himself in a more scoring position than just on second base. Campbell Kerr scooted up in the box a little bit now as Colton Phoenix is in the stretch. Chandler Shepard takes off on the breaking ball. Great pitch to take off on as there's no throw from the catcher.
Shepard with the steal puts another runner in scoring position for Campbell Kerr, who's been hot lately. Let's see if he can take advantage.
Campbell calls for time. Steps out and now is back in after a quick practice swing. Play is called by home plate umpire as Colton Phoenix goes back to the stretch. And now the pitch. A rip in between third and shortstop as Coach Draper is sending the freshman Chandler Shepard, a ball by the left fielder, and Chandler is in up easy after the RBI single from Campbell Kerr.
It's a great job of the Chargers taking advantage of this 2-out rally. Campbell gets in front of that and rips it to left field. Chandler Shepard comes in to make it 3-1 for the Chargers.
I think the Chargers are starting to get comfortable with the bats now after the long weekend. As we are back up to the top of the order, the 2-hole hitter, Rowan Fansalker, the shortstop. Roman holds his hands low with a little bat wiggle. Another good move by the pitcher as Campbell Kerr is a little fooled, but the throw gets away from the first baseman as he goes to second base. He's going to round second, go to third. Throw is not going to be in time or on target, as Coach Seymour is not happy with the false step of Campbell Kerr, but he turns it into a positive as he gets to third. Max Turntime will come back in to run for Campbell, the catcher, as he gets back onto third base. So another runner in scoring position even after the blunder on the base pass with the Chargers.
Campbell, however, was able to make up for that late mistake with his speed. Round in second, getting all the way to third. See if Roman can knock Max in for the fourth run for the Chargers.
Seen a couple good moves from Colton Phoenix. Gotten the Chargers off their normal routine on the base pass. A little dribbler to the second baseman. And the throws on time as it gets out Roman Fansalker. Chargers score 2 and leave 1 on base after the second inning. We'll be right back with the top of the third after a word from our sponsors.
We don't just certify our pre-owned vehicles. We inspect, analyze, and recondition each one until it's nothing short of a genuine certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz for the next new owner. Available only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. Visit today for exceptional offers.
Good little picture there of a couple Charger football players. Back here at Stevenson Field at the top of the third as the Chargers lead 3-1 over Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's had a little team meeting outside the dugout there as they look to get on the board as the Chargers did in the bottom of the second. Mount St. Mary's hitter and third base coach a little late to get out of the dugout after that team meeting. Now batting top of the order for the Rockets, number 25, Noah Boakman, the center fielder. A little mix-up, I think, on the PA address. That is Noah Boakman, as he takes strike one at the knees.
Boakman started this game with a triple deep hit to center field. Was able to score the Rockets' only run.
Off-speed pitch low. Good plate protection from Campbell. As we said earlier, Campbell's not the everyday catcher, but he is the everyday player as he starts in some position on the field each day. But he is playing pretty good. 2-1 count now.
You got to love players like Kerr. You can stick anywhere out on the field and be comfortable with him playing there.
Another fly ball by Boakman, this time to left field as Dawson drifts back and makes the catch. Can of corn for Dawson Evans to record the first out of the third inning. Took it back to the warning track there. Now hitting is Terrence Schweikart. Catcher. Interesting look here. Double batting gloves with the third batting glove out of the right pocket.
You never know how many batting gloves you're going to need, Coop.
Another block by Campbell as the pitch is low and outside from Chuck. Chuck's back in the lineup with no one on base. A little foul tip there as the ball goes back and is lodged in between the padding. Easily removed, though, by number 24, John Teague of Mount St. Mary. Low pitch. Schweikart looked like he thought he was going to get hit in the shoulder, but it was low. Count 2-1.
And Chandler Plunks his second batter of the afternoon. Like you said, it's better to hit a batter than walk him.
Reinforce your dominance as a pitcher is what I always say.
Freshman out there trying to intimidate the Rocket hitters.
With these gray jerseys, it's a little hard to see the numbers as we have a courtesy runner at first.
Try to pick his number up if we have any Rocket fans out there watching.
If I'm not mistaken, it looks like it's number 21, Dylan Manley. First pitch out of the stretch from Chandler was a ball. That one was pretty close. But called outside, taking the count 2-0. Short lead off first. Foul ball over the concession stand. Speaking of the concession stand, got a snow cone machine this season. Always great hot dogs and burgers. Shortstop digs in. Another foul ball, this time up against the screen. Takes the count 2-2. Chargers had one opportunity in the first for potential double play. Here's another one. Look for Roman to cover second if there's a steal with the left-handed batter. Ball outside takes a 3-2 count. Everyone at home take your hats off and wave them like you're begging for change, because that's what the Chargers do with 3-2-1 counts. John Teague maybe looking a sneaky peek at the sign as he takes a fly ball deep to right field where the wind tunnel is. Up against the wall, a weird kick off the right field wall as Blake Adams gathers it with a palm. Pretty good defensive play as it holds the Rocket runners to second and third. Well hit ball into the wind tunnel there, Brett.
That was a well hit. You can see the American flag blowing hard out to right. A well hit ball took an awkward bounce off the fence. Adams did a good job to get it in time and prevent the runner from scoring from first.
Thought I had a pretty good chance to get out, but the Chargers get lucky.
The well-hit ball hit right by the 352 mark out there in right center field.
Good bounce back pitch there from Chuck as he doesn't let the double get to him. Nice inside low fastball. To number 42, Nico Sutton, the third baseman. Breaking ball coming at our booth over here.
Good thing they put this netting up for us here, Coop.
I agree. I concur. 0-2 count as Chuck gets on to Nico Simmons early. Or Sutton, excuse me. Low breaking ball out of the zone, hoping for a chase. Good block by Campbell as he's also protecting the plate, but there's a runner on third and second, so we don't want any advancing runners.
For not being the everyday catcher, Campbell's done a great job of protecting the ball, not letting any pass balls by.
Campbell ready for the pitch. A soft line drive over Alex Fisher's head as Dawson Evans gathers and throws it to the second base as both, good block there by Jack Blumenthal, as both Rocket runners are safe at the plate. That single from the third baseman is going to tie it up at 3-3. Don't have eyes on the bullpen for the Chargers, so we don't know if anyone is warming up as Campbell Kerr goes out to speak with the freshman pitcher to try to corral him back in, get him back to what he did in the second inning.
Once again, a good bit of leadership from the Chargers' older players there, trying to calm the freshmen down.
Another opportunity for potential ground ball double play as the umpire takes his time. A little bit of overcast now. Some gray clouds from the south creeping in over Stevenson Field. Good first pitch strike. A nice low fastball from Chandler. Chandler checks the runner, and good stop by Fisher. Good strong throw. Didn't have a chance to go for the runner at second. That was a great defensive play as he dove back to the line. Stop it and hopped up, made the play at first.
Fisher showed off his arm strength there after diving for the ball. He checked to second to see if he could make that throw and still had the arm strength to get over there to first to get the out.
He was playing a little tight, so we didn't have much range to move there. So a really good play by Fish. Now hitting the 6-hole, number 14, the second baseman, Chandler Whitney. As there's a runner on second, 2 outs. Another hard hit ball to the left side. Dawson Evans gathers and hits the cutoff man Roman, as now there are runners on the corner for the Mount St. Mary's Rockets. Now back up to the plate, the pitcher, number 1, Colton Phoenix. He had a double in the second inning, led off the second inning. Excuse me, was second to hit in the second inning and was sandwiched between 2 strikeouts. Left-handed hitter digs into the box. Might see some running here from the Rockets as Chuck pumps in another first pitch fastball for a strike. I think this would be a big boost for Chuck's confidence to get out of this inning with the damage being done with 2 runners on base. As he throws an off-speed pitch for a strike, called strike. Campbell gives him the sign in the stretch. Another off-speed pitch, just a little bit outside and low. 1-2 count now for the pitcher, Colton Phoenix of Mount St. Mary's. Chuck shakes off the first sign. Now he gathers himself. High fastball takes the count to 2-2. Popcorn sure does smell good right now, Brett.
It smells delicious, but I, for one, enjoy the free hot dogs.
A second called strike on an off-speed pitch as Campbell catches it and throws it back out to the mound. And Chuck strikes out his 4th batter of the day. Pretty good little bounce-back pitch there with runners on corners there, Brett.
It was a good job. It's way to bounce back after giving up that 2-run double. But Shepard, he did a good job, kept his composure, and got out of the inning, only giving up 2. It's tied 3-3.
We'd like to thank Heim Orthodontics for sponsoring Charger Vision and giving so many Chargers something to smile about. Please call 405-755-8151 to visit okcbraces.com on the web. If your company would like to sponsor our Charger Vision crew, please contact Luke Steelman at chargervision@heritagehall.com. Also, if you'd like to get Charger Vision updates, follow Charger Vision on Twitter, Instagram, and Vine at HHChargersTV. That's HHChargersTV on Twitter, Instagram, and Vine. And like us on our Facebook page for updates, special features, and more. You're here for a little 3A baseball action on Charger Vision. I'm Cooper Cloud, joined on the broadcast today by Brett Bogert. Brett, as we got some time in between this inning, you're taking over the helm on the football team, taking over for your dad, coming off a very successful season. What, in your mind, is the key to next year's team and in your first year as head coach?
Well, my dad was nice enough to leave when we still had quite a few returners coming back. We have a strong senior class coming back, 17 starters, 17 out of the 22 starters coming back. So we'll have a lot of leadership at the top, a lot of stars coming back. If we can just keep it together, keep the running game going, get some quarterback experience, and then should be a great season.
Charger football season basically starts this next weekend as we have our Breakfast of Champions. So all of you watching out there that are interested in playing football for the Chargers in grades 7 through 12, please come to the high school. We're going to have a little breakfast and a little meeting.
Yep, it's the Upper School Commons, Saturday, April 11th at 9 a.m. If you have any interest at all in playing football or helping out in any way, please come see us.
Now batting for the Chargers, third baseman after coming up with a great play, Alex Fisher. He's 0 for 1 today. Takes an inside pitch for a strike.
Seen that pitch being called a ball all day long today, and it definitely confused Fisher.
Had a question for the umpire. The windup now from Colton Phoenix, and a rip over the shortstop's head into left field. Left fielder stopped it and gets the ball into the shortstop, so it's only going to hold Fisher to a single, but a good rip there. As now up for the Chargers is Brandon Ezell. The DH today, as we said.
Getting the rest after a long tournament this weekend, a lot of innings behind the plate.
Getting some time to rest his arm and his legs.
Well-deserved day off. He's still helping the Chargers out at the plate.
Fisher, one of the tallest guys on the team, gets a good lead and is pushed back to the plate or to the base after a pickoff attempt from Colton Phoenix.
I think the Chargers have done a really nice job of keeping Phoenix a little confused on the base running.
Chargers have had some difficulties this year against left-handed pitchers and their pickoff moves, as Colt Phoenix has tried to take advantage of that after picking off every lead runner that the Chargers have had, at least attempting, not being successful on any of them so far. With the end result, that is. He has been successful in getting the Chargers in pickoffs. Another attempt. Not his best move there, but maybe trying to wear down Fisher at first or lull him to sleep. Both the Chargers and the Rockets have 5 hits today, and the score is 3-3 with the Rockets having one lone error. High pitch, Colton Phoenix to Brendan Ezell takes the count to 2-0. Or is it 1-0? I think that was his first pitch, wasn't it? Scoreboard says 2-0. No sign yet from the home plate umpire, so bear with us. Brendan Ezell takes a long, deep fly to the green monster and left, over the left fielder's head, bounces off the wall. Fisher's rounding third. He's going to be up easy as a double from Brendan Ezell brings home Fisher from first. Nice swing and contact there from Brendan Ezell.
It's a great rip there by Beazle, easily scoring Fisher from first. If that ball's any further to the right, it might carry with this wind out of this park.
Beazle up a little limp, checking his left knee, but he gathers his lead at second. Joe Buckendorf, another hot hitter for the Chargers, hit .438 with 17 RBIs and 7 stolen bases. He's also 3-0 on the mound with the 0.39 ERA. He takes first pitch strike. He's had a lot of those this year as he's got 18 Ks and 18 innings pitched. Joe Buckendorf, that is. Good number from Buck. Number 6. Beazle gets his lead at second as he's being checked from the pitcher. He's going to take third easily with no throw. He did slide, but didn't need to. Giggling over there at third base as the dirt kind of caught him. Buck will take a 1-1 count with a runner on third. Good chance for an RBI. Grounds it back. Oh, there's going to be another pickle. Got off the base too early. Buckendorf is going to get to second, it looks like, on the play from the catcher. But Beazle gets caught in a rundown after a pretty tricky play from the ground ball as Coach Draper is talking with Beazle. I don't know if there was much Beazle could do there because he was off the base so far, and it was a quick ground ball to the third baseman from Buck.
It's a pretty unlucky situation right there for Beazle. It was a hard hit ball right to the third baseman who was standing near the base. Beazle was already caught halfway down the line.
Dede is now back up to the plate after striking out his first appearance with Buckendorf on second. Look for Buckendorf to steal third as all Charger runners have done so far. Balk is called on Colton Phoenix from the home plate umpire. Not sure what he did, but I'll take it because we've got a Charger runner on third. Home plate umpire is giving an explanation to the catcher. Looks like he didn't come to a pause there. For those of you that out there that aren't familiar with balk rules, if a runner is on base and the pitcher does not come to pause in his stretch, the runner is given the next base. So now Joe Buckendorf will line up on third as Dawson takes the first pitch low. First pitch doesn't count because of the balk, so the count is 1-0 with 1 out. Stealing third base for the left-handed pitcher in a stretch is not uncommon because it's hard for the pitcher to see what's going on at third base. Dawson takes the off-speed pitch to take the count to 1-1. Dawson calls for time and is granted as he takes a couple practice swings and regathers himself. Count 1-1 with 1 out. Chargers getting a run in the bottom of the third. Ball high, 2-1. 21 is the count. First pitched low, but it was a balk, so it doesn't count. 21's the count. Good cut, just a little bit under by Dede. Fouls it back, straight back, so that means he was on it. Just a little low, though.
You can see Dawson a little upset with himself. He didn't take advantage of that pitch. You got to love the intensity that Dawson plays sports with. Use it in football and basketball or in baseball to his advantage.
Dawson takes the. He's going to have to come back. He thought it was 3-2 also, as a lot of the fans in the stands as well.
It looks like Dawson thinks it hit his foot. The plate umpire is now confused himself, I believe.
A little conversation out here between the umpires. Count was 2-2. First pitch doesn't count because of the because of the balk. So unless it did hit Dawson, Dawson should come back for a 3-2 count.
Dawson headed to take his base, and when the umpire called him back, he pointed at his foot, like it hit his foot. I couldn't tell from the view we had here.
Umpires finished their conference, and they agree it did hit Dawson. So we'll have runners on the corner for Jack Blumenthal, the senior second baseman. As his walk-up song plays, hopefully Jack does have the magic stick and can plate some Charger runners here. Defensive assignments will now be called out by Taryn Swikart with the runners on the corner. Six hits now for the Chargers, as they've scored in all 3 innings so far. And lead here 4-3 in the bottom of the third. Pitch is high. No movement from the Chargers on the base paths. Coach Draper will now give the signs to both runners and the hitter. Good lead from Dawson here on first base. Low, a little delayed steal from the Chargers, and it works to perfection as they played a runner. Dawson's now caught in a pickle. He slips, but he's still getting throws. Maybe we'll get a wild throw here in a second. The pitcher now has it. He fakes it, now tosses it. Interference, he's safe at second base. Got to give the runner a chance to advance. Great execution there from the Chargers, Brett.
It's a great play right there from Draper. They executed it perfectly, played at the run, and Dawson with his agility is able to advance to second base with the runner interference.
So now the score is 5-3 with a runner on second base for the second baseman, Jack Blumenthal. The stretch in the pitch. High pop fly. The wind is carrying it way, way out into right field, and it drops for a base hit. And Dawson Evan gets to third base easily. I thought that was going to be a play for the catcher, but it shifted out all the way into short right field. Now up for the Chargers, Blake Adams, the right fielder. He started the rally last inning, and he has another runner in scoring position, so look for Blake to capitalize. Another defensive call out from the catcher as the Chargers again have runners on the corners. Good to see the bottom of the lineup for the Chargers contributing today. Step off from the pitcher and a fake throw. You're allowed to fake a throw to first base if you're a pitcher if you step off the mound. But had he not stepped off and faked the throw, it would have been a balk, and both runners would have advanced. Stretch and the pitch. Blake is jammed in a fly ball to the first baseman. He catches it. As there are now 2 outs. Draper's having Blake hurry over to have a little conversation. Might have been another play on as Jack Blumenthal started for second quickly, but came back as the ball was up in the air. Looks like there could have been an early steal on for the Chargers. Again, runners on the corner.
See if Shepard can do like he did his last at bat and help himself out a little bit here.
There was another delayed steal there. Not a good base running by the Chargers there. We'll have a discussion about that when we get back from this commercial. Chargers lead 5-3.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
This game is brought to you by Fuzzy's Taco Shop, Texadelphia Social Grill, Energy FC Soccer, Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City, 77 Energy, and Spartan College.
Top of the fourth here at Stevenson Field, and I'm joined now by Ian Self, the Sneak Man, number 74 in your programs, number 1 on the mic.
How are we?
Doing great, Sneak. How about you?
Doing good. Just here watching some great Charger baseball.
As we all are. Chargers there. Did you get to see that last play?
No, I did not. I was too busy chatting it up with my boy Fat Jack over there.
Oh, really? Well, the Chargers put on a delayed steal when they had runners on the corner for the third straight batter. And Jack Blumenthal took his time getting to second, as he should, but they were conceding the base to him. But then the throw came, and he allowed the tag to happen, so that ended the inning for the Chargers. Sneak, what are your early thoughts on the freshman pitcher, Chuck?
You know, I love it. He's got some good arm strength, and I think him being a freshman here in about 2 or 3 years, he's going to be a hell of a pitcher. I think he'll turn out to be a really good player.
We all hope so.
Yeah.
In multiple sports, hopefully, too.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think he's already a really good football player for sure. He's a good baseball player, too. I mean, but he definitely showed out on the football field this year for sure.
I agree.
Gonna hand it back up to my boy Brett.
I think he's gonna.
Is he gonna get a burger?
Yeah, I think he's gonna take a burger break.
Okay, we all need one of those.
Substitution now for the Rockets. Number 21, Dylan Manley. Not sure who he's replacing, as I don't have a scorebook in front of me. We'll keep you updated as we progress, though. Chandler has ditched the windup for a stretch to open up the fourth inning, and he pounds the zone for a first pitch strike. Sneak is over here silently applauding my performance today. Go ahead and give the people what they want.
Yeah,
they need to hear it.
I don't know. I feel like we may be looking at a.
No. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about your.
Oh, I'm talking about you. I feel
me.
like we may need a 3-man basketball commentating next year. Me, you, and Rick Hansing.
Maybe so. After the second pitch strike, Chuck lets loose on a breaking ball that's low for a ball.
Oh, but Coop, you're doing a good job.
Thanks,
doing a good job.
A little squibbler down the right field line. Up, athletic play to block it. I'm more partial to the blue umpire shirts. What about you? As they're sporting the black today.
You know, I like the black shirts.
Take some pine meat. Fifth strikeout today from
There
Chuck.
we go, Chucky.
As the Chargers throw it around.
This is a key. You know, it's good for him to get the experience here with a bunch of our guys.
Scoreboard showing 4 outs. Now it's 1. No, Sneak is a Royals fan.
Come to play, KC. Opening day against the White Sox tonight.
First pitch strike again from Chuck. My Yanks today did not perform up to my satisfaction, as we're going to probably be finished last in the AL East.
As usual.
27 champions.
27 straight. Way to get your
fly
facts
ball
straight,
out to Joe Buckendorf.
I expect
can
that.
of corn, 2 outs.
False information, always from Cooper Cloud.
I think that the White Sox are going to have a chance to take the Central this year.
That's a valid point.
As do the Indians and the Tigers. I don't know about your Royals.
As do the Royals.
I think the Royals were set at 85 wins. We'll take the under on that.
I don't see how you can't give us a chance when we're bringing back the almost exact same squad from last year.
No, Big Game James.
Big Game James also did not play very well in the World Series.
Plunk again. I love it. Unfortunately, though, it was on an off-speed pitch.
I don't understand bringing Brandon Finnegan back to the minor leagues, though. Doesn't make much
TCU
sense to me
star?
there. Yeah, he's a stud. bringing back.
So that's after Chuck gets the second out of the inning, he has his third hit by pitch as the catcher, I believe.
But, you know, we'll let you guys keep hating on us, and we'll just surprise you in the playoffs again. How
Taryn,
about that?
we're moving on to this game, Sneak.
Hey,
Taryn
I'm not done.
Swikart is back up to the plate. He's been hit today. Wind is howling again.
Here we go, Chuck.
Campbell's going to throw down to second, get another pickle. Good play by Campbell again to get the runner. Oh. Jack Blumenthal ran him back to first. Maybe waited a little long, and Joe closed the gap. So the throw got there a little too close for comfort. And the runner on first base gets back to first. Good play, though, by Campbell. Good throw. First pitch strike again from Chuck. As he looks to get out of this inning unscathed. Low, pitch 2.
Let's go, Chucky.
Brings the count to 1-1. Average lead on first base. He takes a secondary. Campbell looks back at him again. Campbell's not too fond of this run on first base.
I don't think he's fond of any runners on first base.
2-1 count. Another high fastball as Campbell tells Chuck to get back to his roots and settle down. 3-1 count now for the catcher, Taryn Swikart. Stretch. And this ball is going to hopefully be caught by Campbell in foul territory.
There
Wind
we
is
go,
howling, but
Campbell.
another good play from Campbell.
My boy.
Sneak, it was a pleasure.
Hey, thank you, sir. I don't
Thank you
know
for
too
stopping
much
by.
about baseball.
That's
but
all right. Thank you
hey.
for stopping by with the company.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, Charger fans, we want to thank our official sponsor, the Steelman Clinic, where losing weight is a winning game. To get in the game, call 405-755-4600. Also, the Chargers would like to thank our official sponsor, RS Fuel Convenience Store. Make a pit stop on the south side of Memorial Road between Portland and May Avenue. High-performance fuel for your car and for you. That was Chandler's second inning without giving up a run, as the Chargers will look to score again for the fourth straight inning. Rockets stick with the same pitcher, Colton Phoenix. This will be his fourth inning of work. High school baseball rules call for 7 innings of play. So he's now in line for the loss as he's pitched half the game. Or vice versa, the win. Looks like we're going to have a new hitter. As Caleb Gefeller will replace the pitcher, Chandler Shepard. Caleb's been DHing a lot this year, so this is a good opportunity for Caleb to get back in rhythm. After getting hit on the wrist 2 weeks ago, while pitching, he's now getting back into the lineup, and looks like he'll be replacing Chuck in the field and in the lineup. Number 55, the 6'1", 250 senior, is hitting .208 with 3 RBIs and a run. But on the mound, he's got a 1.40 ERA with 4 Ks and 5 innings pitched. Caleb was a vital part of the football team this year, starting on the offensive line and providing senior leadership, something that Coach Draper hopes he can provide with this baseball team.
Good to see Gefeller back out after taking a year hiatus out from baseball.
Welcome back, Brett.
Enjoyed a nice cheeseburger from the concession stand. Got great food back there. If you're ever at the Charger game, you need to check out the concession stand.
Great food, great hospitality, and even better baseball. Wind up on the 0-1 pitch. Looks like the pitch fooled Caleb as the speed was a little slower than he anticipated. Was way in front that he even hit it to the right side of the field. Caleb digs in. 0-2 count. Look for another high fastball from Colton Phoenix. There it is. 1-2 count. Trying to get the Chargers chasing him, but they haven't yet on the 0-2 count yet. Hopefully Caleb can get something into the wind tunnel to right field. Send this crowd into a frenzy. He does get it to right field, but it's a can of corn for the right fielder as he goes to the line to make the catch. Now batting the leadoff hitter, the catcher, Campbell Kerr. Caleb was a little off there. If he would have gotten a little bit better wood on the ball, maybe would have sent it over the fence.
Still looking for somebody to take advantage of that wind tunnel today. Put one out of the park in right field.
Campbell digs in for his third plate appearance. Little off-speed pitch for strike one. Colton's done that a couple times today. Oh, 0-1 count from Colton Phoenix to Campbell Kerr. Will wind up again. Another off-speed pitch, and this one's popped to the second baseman. First baseman called him off, a little confusion. But the Rockets figured out to record the second out of the inning.
Phoenix has gotten several Charger batters to pop up those high pitches so far today.
Campbell a little frustrated, but providing words of encouragement to Alex Fisher on deck. Roman rocking the high stirrup look, which I have noted I'm a fan of, as opposed to the pajama pant look. He calls time right as Colton Phoenix was getting to his windup. Get him a little off his game after getting 2 easy outs. Get him out of his rhythm, Brett. Attempted another first pitch off speed for a strike, but that one's low.
It's rare you have an umpire you can't tell what he's calling. He's been very quiet with some of his calls today.
Quiet and late. Roman digs in. A high fastball out of the reach of the catcher as Fisher goes to retrieve the wild pitch. Two 2-0 count to Roman. Going to be a good opportunity to get a fastball here. That one's low and out of the reach again of the catcher. Terrence Schweikart's having a little difficulty as Campbell Kerr on the other side is not blocking the plate. Having difficulty, that is. 3-0 count. Wind up from Colton Phoenix. We'll look to see if Roman takes. He does, and that's low, and he gets a walk. So base runners here now for the Chargers as the high average man for the Chargers steps up to the plate.
Chargers are looking again to capitalize on a 2-out rally.
Fish digs in.
The nice ladies from the concession stand are bringing us over another cheeseburger. Might have to indulge in my second of the day.
That hit Fisher, I guess, in the back foot.
Now we got runners on first and second for Beazle. Last time up, Beazle ripped one into left center field. See if he can replicate that performance.
Joe Buckendorf is a little slow to come out to retrieve the bat after the quick hit by pitch. We're going to have a conference at the mound. There is no activity in the bullpen, but maybe Mount St. Mary's will bring in someone from the field to replace Colton Phoenix. Just the coach and Colton are chatting here. Usually there's an infield conference, or maybe the catcher joins. Home plate umpire is making some notes in his note card.
Looks like Coach Keelty's trying to settle down Phoenix. See if he can get him out of the inning.
This discussion is going a little long for my liking. Hopefully soon for the home plate umpire as he's moseying over to the mound to break up the conversation. As in true form of a baseball manager, he breaks it up as the umpire's walking up. Colton will stay in the game and try to close out this fourth inning for the Rockets without giving up a run. But I think Beasel's going to have something to say about that. Little chatter here from the Charger dugout as their cleanup hitter digs in. Low breaking ball in the dirt. This one is blocked by Taryn Swikart, the catcher. And no, Chargers will advance. Pretty good crowd here from both the Rockets and Charger fans. Ample seating, though, if you're still thinking about coming. The pitch, low, slow fastball looked like. No movement, so I don't think it was an off speed. Maybe just trying to get something over the plate. Beasel now steps in with a 1-1 count, 2 outs, runners on second and first. The pitch. This one is again low. Third straight low attempt from Colton Phoenix.
Beasel being patient. He's seen these pitches all day. He knows what he's waiting for. See if he can take advantage.
He's hitting .488 coming into today's contest. Off-speed pitch, ground to the second baseman, easy flip to second base, or excuse me, the shortstop, easy flip to the second baseman to record the third out. As the Chargers for the first time are scoreless, and they lead 5-3 going to the top of the fifth. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
When you walk into Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you'll know you're in the right place. With the best Baja-style menu in town, we'll have the whole family addicted.
Order up.
Nachos, tacos, burritos, it doesn't matter. It's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. We know you've had a long day, and you deserve a break. So, bring the crew to one of the Fuzzy's Taco Shop locations in Norman, Oklahoma City, or Stillwater. Welcome to your new addiction. Eat me.
Welcome back to Stevenson Field. It's Cooper Cloud's turn to indulge in the concession stand. Looks like we're going to have a new pitcher for the Chargers. It's number 55, the senior Caleb Gefeller. Chandler Shepard has replaced after giving up 5 hits and 3 runs to the Rockets. Caleb Gefeller has pitched 5 innings this season. He's had 4 Ks. He's 0-0 with a 1.4 ERA. Gefeller took a little stumble on his first warm-up pitch. Looked to be a little shaken up, but I think he's recovered now as he fires in a few. Fisher and Wheeler come in to have a word on the mound as we get ready for the throw down to second by Campbell Kerr. Another one on the money by Campbell. Don't think we'll see many Rockets trying to take advantage of Campbell's arm there.
No, he's caught a few of them on the base path already today. Now hitting is the shortstop, number 24, John Teague for the Rockets. A little different body types for the 2 pitchers for the Chargers today. As Chandler is a cornerback and receiver on the football field, and Caleb played defensive and offensive line. But looking for the same out of both. Get ahead early and pump the zone. Caleb gets in with his first strike of the day, bringing the count to 1-1.
Teague, the lefty, took advantage of the wind earlier in the game with a base rip out towards the 352 sign. He'll be trying to take advantage again, see if Gefeller can put him down.
As Caleb pumps in another strike that's foul tipped to the screen, we have some action now in the bullpen for the Rockets. Again, with those gray numbers, it's hard to see what number it is that's warming up. Looks like number 14 or 44.
It's Chandler Whitney, the second baseman, who is warming up in the Rocket bullpen.
Pitch outside from G brings the count to 2-2.
Fantastic work by our cameraman to get the close-up on those numbers for us.
Wind is howling again as G shakes off 2 signs in a row and accepts on the third. The windup in the pitch, a high outside fastball. Brings the count full to the lefty and second baseman, or excuse me,
Shortstop,
John Teague.
Get the close look at Gefeller as he winds up. Here comes the pitch. Just a bit outside, and Teague takes first base. Gefeller also falling victim to what happened to Chandler Shepard earlier, putting Rockets on base. See if he can right the ship as number 42, Nico Sutton, the third baseman, steps up to the plate.
Nico's gotten on base a couple times today. And he gets on again. The fourth hit by pitch by the Chargers. First one by G. Hit him in his left shoulder. I think Caleb wants a different ball as Campbell brings that one back to the umpire to exchange it for another one. And the umpire reaches into his right satchel, and the ball is given to Caleb at the mound. Runners on first and second as Coach Draper brings in the infield, at least the corners. Double play depth for the middle infielders. G is asked by the field umpire to take off his Heritage Hall football wristband off his wrist, handed it to Joe Wheeler, and now he will prepare himself for the stretch.
We deal with a similar situation on the soccer field. I know Coach Riley drives him crazy because if you get caught with a wristband on in soccer, that's a yellow card for the head coach. Fortunately, it's just a warning for the Chargers here in baseball.
Little defensive shift there from the Chargers as Alex Fisher was on the grass, and a little movement from Roman. Will play, as they call it. Anticipating the bunt from number 6, Joe Crodel, the 5-hole hitter. He takes a step and a cut, fouls it off into the dirt and behind. Maybe came off his knee or right knee or ankle. He shakes it off, though, and he's attempting to get back in the box. 0-2 count for Caleb Gefeller. As Coach Seymour signals in the signs to Campbell, and G is not liking the first 3. He cycles them through, Campbell does, and agrees on the 4th. A slow ground ball to Fisher. He touches third and holds it after making a good defensive play and not getting into a little snowball fight there, throwing the ball around the field. So now we have 1 out, leading us to the 6-hole hitter. Chandler Whitney, the second baseman, who was warming up in the bullpen for the Rockets, is now at the plate, and he takes his signs and digs in. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Sutton at second takes a deep lead, now walks back into the base path. Low fastball that's been called strike today. That one goes for a ball, though. Caleb agrees to the first sign and stretches. He steps off. Sutton was getting too far off the bag for his liking, and now Roman Fansalker, the shortstop, will come discuss defensive coverages with Caleb. Looks like all the parties are now in all accordance. And Caleb again will go for the stretch as Roman dekes the runner at second. Foul ball to the short parking lot behind the plate. No cars were damaged as it hits the pavement.
Freshman Shane Powell takes off after that foul ball.
Good hustle from Shane P. 1-1 count with one out. So get your ones ready, Charger fans. Again, as we discussed, number 14 has a closed stance, so look for the ball to go to right field if he gets contact. Half attempted a swing, but it was a strike anyway, I think. Another conversation at the mound. Looks like Caleb's absence for a year is leading to all these conversations, as there might be some confusion on the mound, Brett.
Possibly, but Campbell doing a good job getting out there and getting everything straight for the Chargers. 2 strikes right now. Let's see if G can come through with a strikeout.
Runners on second and first with one out as Caleb readies the stretch. Low pitch, but Campbell did a good job of framing it. However, it wasn't to the liking of the umpire. 2-2 count. Caleb Feller takes a long look at the signs. Comes to rest. Late time called by the batter. Caleb was just about to start his stretch. Ring him up. 3-2-1 count. Low one outside apparently. Looked pretty good from over here. A 3-2 count as Caleb shakes off the first sign.
Gotcha.
No coverage from Caleb as the ball goes past Campbell, but to no damage. As there's a walk, and now Coach Draper will come to the mound. Not sure if this is just a meeting or if to get everyone on the right page, or if this is a conversation of if Caleb's feeling all right after this is his first outing since getting hit in the wrist. Maybe there are some jitters, Brett.
Yeah. Yep. Good job here by Coach Draper, bringing everyone in, getting everyone on the same page, settling Gefeller down. The bases are loaded. The Chargers up 5-3. See if Gefeller can right the ship.
Caleb doesn't look all that comfortable after taking a fall in the first warm-up pitch. Landing spot might be a little too short for him as he strides pretty long. Bases are loaded for the first time today. So every base is free game for the Chargers defensively. Now batting the pitcher, Colton Phoenix. He's had one good rip today. Hopefully he doesn't get another one. But he does get one quickly and sharply off the top of the Chargers dugout. Strike one. Dawson Evans gathers the foul ball and throws it back to the dugout as Caleb Gefeller readies for the second pitch.
Good block there by Campbell again
great
on
work.
a low pitch.
Some more overcast than there was a couple innings ago, so look for the lights to come on in the next full inning. One count with one out and number one batting. All ones across the top of the scoreboard. Now there'll be a 2 as the pitch is low and outside. Two-one count for Colton Phoenix. as Caleb Gefeller gathers for a stretch. Also low. 3-1 count right now. Again, we don't have eyes on the Chargers bullpen, so we don't know if anyone's warming up. But hopefully Caleb can get out of this and there is no need to bring someone else in. Foul ball back to the screen.
Nice fastball there from Caleb. Right down the pipe, fouled it off. We'll have a full count.
3-2-1 count. As Colton Phoenix digs back in, the defense for the Chargers raise themselves for the full count pitch. Deep breath from Caleb. Ground ball to Roman.
Well done.
6-4-3 double play. Good turn there from the Chargers as there's no damage after loading the bases up. Way to get out of there from Caleb. Pretty good play.
Great pitch by Caleb. Great job by the Charger defense to roll 2 and get out of the jam. 5-3 for the Chargers.
Charger tennis is having a great season so far. The boys team, coached by Brian Boger, is especially in rhythm lately. They were consolation champions at the Detco Turf National Tournament in Florida, as well as gathering the first place championship and the Heritage Hall Tournament of Champions 2 weeks ago, and then the first place at the ADA tournament last weekend.
Yep, really proud of my brother and the tennis team. That was the first time, believe it or not, the Heritage Hall Chargers have won their own tournament, the Tournament of Champions. It's a tournament made up of all of the state champions from the previous year. That's a massive tournament, the biggest tournament probably besides the state tournament. A great job by the tennis team to come up with the victory.
Charger Tennis has a new clubhouse if you have not gotten over to watch a match or a tournament. Extremely blessed here at Heritage Hall to have all the facilities that we do, so you should go and check out a match and the facilities itself. Colton Phoenix will again be in for the Rockets as the pitcher. Looks like we have some defensive changes. However, at least it looks that way. Once we get word on who has changed and if there actually is any, we'll let you all know. Joe Buckendorf will lead off the Chargers offense at the bottom of the 5th. After going scoreless for the first time today in the 4th, the Chargers will look back to get back on the board with Buckendorf, Evans, and Blumenthal hitting for the side of Chargers. Max Turntine getting the dugout fired up. As it looks like the infield stays the same for the Rockets. Joe Buckendorf raised for pitch number 1 in this at-bat. It's inside fastball taken for strike 1. This being the 5th inning, I think Colton Phoenix's pitch count is starting to rise pretty rapidly as the Chargers have taken a lot of pitches and not given that many easy outs. Joe flies to center. Center field is camped underneath it, 2 hands, and the catch is made for the first out in the bottom of the 5th. And that brings up Dawson Evans, the left fielder. Chargers have succumbed to the high pitches thrown to them by Colton Phoenix and have popped a couple up today, Brett.
Yes, they have. He's done a good job keeping those high pitches, and the Chargers just haven't quite taken advantage of it. A lot of short pop-ups for outs.
This 7-8 Mount St. Mary team has been pretty feisty and not giving up usual mistakes by a team that's 7-8. Dawson attempts a bunt down third base, but it goes foul.
It was a high pitch there to Evans, and he still tried to stick with the bunt. It's fortunate that it got out of bounds before the St. Mary defender could get there.
Dawson has been working on his left-handed swing a little bit, but as the pitcher is left-handed, he will stick with the right on the right side. The windup in the pitch, a breaking ball, called a strike. Again, the home plate umpire a little late with his delivery. but Dawson falls behind 0-2. High again at Dawson's head. He's not very happy about it.
Not happy at all. That's the third pitch at Dawson's head today from Phoenix. See if Dawson can make him pay right here.
Look for something back at him. Phoenix agrees, shuffles his glove a little bit. And it was a breaking pitch that didn't break at all and left high. He didn't get on top of that curveball. Colton's giving away his look when he's trying to throw a breaking ball as he shuffles his glove. Chargers dugout on the railing today, cheering on Dawson. Good cut again from Dawson, but he again swing and misses. Second out and strikeout. Colton Phoenix as he walks around after the Rockets throw it around. Looking for another 2-out rally from the Chargers as they had in the second inning. This time Jack Blumenthal will hopefully start it off. Blake Adams on deck. Jack still with no batting gloves today. He showed bunt. Don't know if he was actually going to do it or not, but it gets the defense moving, and the breaking ball was not what he was looking for. He took it for a strike. Colton Phoenix has thrown a lot of curveball first strikes today, but he also has been unsuccessful with it too. He agrees with the sign and the pitch. Another breaking ball. This time is heading for a car. Oh, lucky. In between two cars, maybe an empty spot. Foul ball, now the count is 0-2.
Fortunate break for the RJ-looking PT Cruiser out there, the first baseline.
Not the customary bright blue we're looking for. (0-2) count for Colton Phoenix against Jack Blumenthal. Colton Phoenix agrees, and the pitch. High again. He's attempted this high fastball with 0-2 and has been unsuccessful having Chargers chase it. Chargers have been very disappointed in that regard today. Blumenthal looks for the 1-1 pitch. It is a breaking ball. He was way out in front. The dribbler to the first baseman, easy play. He touches first for the third out, and that's the end of the fifth inning. We'll be right back with the sixth after these messages.
We're back to Charger Stadium. Gefeller taking some warm-up pitches. Looks like the Rockets' move to keep Colton Phoenix in for that fifth inning paid off as he was able to get through the Charger lineup. The Chargers still remain in the lead 5-3 as the top of the sixth is about to begin.
Two straight scoreless innings for both teams. As the Chargers lead in the run department as well as the hit department, 7-5. As you can see on the scoreboard that was newly purchased by the Charger baseball team this year. Again, third base coach for the Rockets slow to get out to his position on third base. Ball inside. For number 21, Dylan Manley. New hitter. Way late on that fastball. Went towards his dugout. Don't know anything about Dylan Manley. besides the fact that he's number 21 and he's hitting. Have no clue what he's playing in the field. G takes a deep breath and fires another one in, another foul ball, this time off of Campbell's mask. Not shaking at all. He's back in his stance and preparing to give signs.
I expect to see another fastball from Gefeller here as Manley has been nowhere close to catching his fastball.
Caleb's shaking it off. He does want a fastball. This time Manley rips it into left field.
It looks like I'm going to have to eat my words as Manley rips one to left field. Dawson gets it in. It's a leadoff single for Manley.
Not the pitch I don't think Coach Seymour was looking for as Campbell flashed 2 signs, and they finally agreed on the third, which was a fastball. Now batting the 9-hole, number 4, Patrick Talbot, the first baseman. He made the third out in the field.
I think I'll stick to calling football plays.
Showed bunt.
Coach Seymour is visibly disappointed in the Charger dugout. There must be some miscommunication between Campbell and G-Man. From the stretch.
After the missed bunt attempt, umpire's mask is knocked to the right side of his face. Looked like Two-Face from Batman.
Good thing we got a tough guy back there behind the plate. Shaking it off, taking a deep breath.
Smile and a wink for Coach Adams from the ump. 0-2 count for the first baseman. Caleb checks the runner at first. Time is called. Talbot steps out of the box, takes a practice swing. Now he's back in. Fastball, no chance. Takes a seat meet. First strikeout from Caleb today. 6th from the Chargers. We're back to the top of the lineup. Number 25, Noah Boakman, the center fielder. Sporting a black helmet. He was thinking he was going to get hit. No chance that it hit him. Everybody else in the Rockets wearing a blue helmet. He's begging it for the umpire to allow him to go to first. To no avail, though.
Doesn't seem to be too fired up to stand in here with Gefeller bringing the heat.
He's dropping his bat pretty early before the ball even crosses the plate. 1-1 count now with 1 out as there's a runner on first. Ball low, but blocked again from the brick wall of Campbell Kerr. Caleb gathers himself. A diving attempt from Fisher as the ball goes in between the hole between third and short. And Dawson Evans gets the ball back in, and now Coach Draper will come back out for a second meeting with Caleb. And there's going to be a substitution, it looks like, from the dugout.
Can't see out there who.
As Draper grabs the ball
warming up
from Caleb and gives him a handshake for his inning and a third work. As Caleb walks back in the dugout to applause from the stands and greeting with handshakes from his teammates.
Looks like the center fielder, Buckendorf, will be coming in to try to close out this game for the Chargers.
Or maybe he's going to first and Joe Wheeler will go into pitch.
Good call.
I don't know. A lot of different
Buckendorf gets
bodies
the ball from
going in and
Draper.
out. Fisher takes the first baseman glove from Joe. Beazle will now come in to catch.
And Campbell will most likely be the replacement at third base.
Buckendorf will take some warm-up throws, not from the rubber, as he has not had a throw in quite some time from center field. Fisher will also take a couple warm-up catches, and I'm sure that Campbell will take some warm-up ground balls, as he has not taken one today. Chandler Shepard will now come back into the game and move into the outfield. You are allowed to re-enter in high school baseball. But if Chandler were to come out of the game again, he could not enter the game once that happens. Well, we've got some time here. We'd like to give a huge thank you to Fields and Futures for supporting Charger Vision. Check them out online at fieldsandfutures.com to find out how they're empowering coaches and kids to be something bigger than themselves. Fields and Futures, igniting success, one field, one coach, one student at a time. Again, that's fieldsandfutures.com. We'd also like to thank 77 Energy for supporting the Charger Vision program. Visit them on the web at 77nrg.com to learn more about their oil field services. Coach Draper will go over to the St. Mary's dugout to give defensive changes as the catcher for the Rockets will step into the box. And now new pitcher, new catcher, so whole new battery for the Chargers, and they'll come in to exchange the type of signs they'll be using. So again, we've got a couple defensive changes. Dawson Evans will move to center field. Blake Adams will move from right to left. Chandler Shepard, who was the opening pitcher, will come off the bench and come into right field. Campbell Kerr, who was behind the plate, will move to third. Alex Fisher, who was at third, will move to first. Joe Buckendorf was in center. He'll move to pitcher. The DH, Brendan Zell, will move to catcher. And Joe Wheeler will take a seat. The first pitch is outside for Buckendorf, the 6'3 junior, who's sporting a 3-0 record, 0.39 ERA, 18 Ks and 18 innings pitch with a no-hitter to boot. Pitching out of the stretch, fastball's fouled off to the right into the lower school garden. 1-1-1 count. Runners on second and first, the Rockets. Ball high. Caleb Gaffeller will be responsible for those runners if they do score. Lights are now on at Stevenson Field as we approach 2 hours of game time. Low fastball. No runners. Beazle will pick back to first. Pretty close as the field umpire is stationed in between short and third, so he has a difficult angle. That umpire will now move a little bit more behind the mound as he's watching intently of the pitcher. 3-1 pitch is right down the pipe for a strike. Counts now 3-2-1. This is the two-hole hitter for the Rockets. High fastball, and he walks them. So now the bases will be loaded for the second time for the Rockets. Buckendorf walks off the mound to receive the ball. And the infield will move into defensive positions as Chandler Shepard, Dawson Evans will both shift to their right, our left, as they anticipate a hit to opposite field from number 24. Campbell Kerr and Alex Fisher are playing a little bit on the grass, just on the edge, as in hopes of receiving a ground ball and throwing it back to home for the force out. And the middle infielders will play double play depth. Swing and a miss after the second fastball, 0-2 count. Buckendorf's really pumping the zone and pumping the heat, Brett.
Yep. Took maybe one batter to get him ready to go, but two great pitches right down the middle for strikes.
Look to see what Buckendorf will do with the 0-2 count. High fastball. right out of Colton Phoenix's book.
High pitch out of the zone there from Buck, maybe trying to get Teague to chase one.
Teague, like the Chargers, not chase on the 0-2 high fastball out of the zone. So the 1-2 count. Looked like a changeup. Inside, 2-2 count. Charger fans really wanted that one.
Just missed on the outside, I believe. Tough call right there, Coop. I thought he rung him up.
I agree. Protecting the plate there. Foul tip. Sorry, Brett.
Buck came back with the fastball right there that got the first 2 strikes. Teague was not able to keep up with it, but he did a good job staying in the at-bat.
Ball high and outside.
Again, we have another full count, bases loaded situation.
Three, 2-1 count. High. The Chargers will walk in a run. 5-4 lead now. We're in the top of the 6th. And third baseman Nico Sutton will again approach the plate. There'll be a runner now, it looks like for the catcher. And it'll be number 34. No idea what his name is either. Anyway, Nico Sutton, the third baseman, digs in, and he fouls one back behind the concession stand for strike 1. Campbell's playing on the edge of the grass as Fish is a little bit behind the runner on first. He'll creep behind. And the ball's outside, and Beazle checks the runner at third.
Both Charger catchers done a good job keeping the ball in front of them today. Great job by Beazle right there.
No chance there for Sutton as Buck blew it right past him. 1-2 count. Stretch in the pitch, and he gets plunked. So now the Chargers have walked in 2 runs, and the contest is tied 5-5. I think that's the second time that Sutton's been plunked.
Game on now, 5-5. Base is still loaded.
Only 1 out.
Chargers had some costly mistakes
Coach
today
Draper
that
will
evened the game up.
Excuse me, Brett. Coach Draper will bring in Chandler Shepard a little bit, as they're not anticipating number 6, Joe Crodel, to hit it over his head, even though the wind is blowing that way. First pitch is high from Buck, leading to a 1-0 count. Shows bunt. Runner's coming home. Good bunt. Only play is to first. Safety squeeze from the Rockets as they played another run here in the top of the 6th. That's the 3rd run scored from the Rockets, and now the score is 6-5.
It's a nice execution there by the Rockets with the bunt down the first baseline, able to score the runner from third base and take the lead over the Chargers 6-5.
As we said early, Coach Draper said this is a team that will compete to the very last pitch, and if they're in the game, they're going to be tough to put away. And they're showing that right now in the top of the 6th. Now a rip up the center. Dawson Evans will come in. Got to get the ball in before second run plates. After the runners were on second and third, now the runners are on first and third with the run scoring. Score is now 7-5.
Having a discussion in the Charger dugout, Coach Draper and Coach Dobbs.
might be a discussion of batting out of order as Coach Dobbs will approach home plate umpire with the Chargers iPad.
Coach Dobbs taking advantage of the technology. Might have caught the Rockets out of order.
I'm not sure what happens here if the Rockets were out of order. Umpire's looking for his pin that he now finds on the ground. Rocket fans are imploring for the game to continue, but for the game to continue, the Rockets should check their scorebook and make sure that they didn't bat out of order. I don't have my lineup card, but it looks like
is it Chandler Whitney on first?
I think number 14, Chandler Whitney's on first.
We're having a discussion now. It looks like Coach Keelty is going to make his way out.
Don't know if our batting lineup was the one that was given to the Chargers was incorrect, but there is a discussion, and it has the attention of home plate umpire, now the Rockets head coach. Third base coach for the Rockets is now gathering a conference around third base with the batter and the runner on first and third as the Rockets coach, Coach Dobbs, and the home plate umpire discuss the batting order of the Rockets.
Bear with us, folks, as we try to figure out the situation. Got Coach Dobbs and Coach Keelty out there with the home plate umpire trying to sort it out.
Interesting that Buck and Beazle aren't playing catch, as Buck has only had a couple warm-up tosses and then the few batters that he has faced. While this discussion continues. Looks like all is sorted out. After the short conversation at home plate. We're back in action now with the pitcher, Colton Phoenix, at the plate. Good block by Fish after the pickoff attempt from Joe Buckendorf. That would have been a costly mistake of another run had that ball gone to the fence. Quick set and release from Buckendorf as the pitch careens off of Beazle's mask. One count to the pitcher, Colton Phoenix.
Got runners on the corners, 2 outs for the Rockets.
High, ball 2.
Buck's left a little high today. There's few batters so far.
Could be overthrowing. Could be because he wasn't anticipating throwing it all today. Foul Squibbler behind the plate. Count now is 2-2-2. Need a big pitch here so the Charger defense can get off the field after this long inning and hopefully get something going with the bats. Runners on the corner still. Short lead on first. And a swing and a miss from Colton Phoenix after the long confusion and discussion. Chargers get out of the inning, limiting the damage to only 4 as they had a runner on third basically the whole inning.
The Chargers now trail 7-5, heading into the bottom of the 6th. See if they can get something going and get back in this ball game.
Draper is asking for the services of the field umpire. We're going to have a couple different changes again on the batting order, as I think the DH is burned now because the original DH is now catching. So there will be no DH as all the players in the field should be hitting. Not sure where Chandler Shepard will bat in the lineup, but I guess he re-enters where he was if he replaced, again, technically, Caleb Gefeller.
Quick word from our sponsors. The Charger Corner campus store has all the clothing and accessories you need to show your Charger pride. And did you know that everything you spend at the store goes directly to teachers, classrooms, and programs just like Charger Vision? Store hours are 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on school days. We'd also like to thank Hemi Orthodontics for sponsoring Charger Vision and giving so many Chargers something to smile about. Call 405-755-8151 or visit okcbraces.com on the web.
Rockets got 4 runs that inning, but only on 1 hit. So Chargers still lead the hit department 7-6. They haven't committed an error today, as the Rockets have committed 2. And yes, Chandler Shepard will come back in to bat. Blake Adams, however, will lead off the inning. He started the 2-out rally in the second inning with a single off the third base. He will look to do some of the same, but with no outs to begin the bottom of the 6th. Colton Phoenix still in the game for the Rockets. After a couple rough 3 innings, he hasn't allowed a run in the last 2.
Up steps Adams. Let's see if the freshman can get something going for the Chargers.
The left-handed pitcher will start on the right side of the rubber. A little different from the lefty. First pitch strike. Colton Phoenix liked that one a lot. He's wearing the Mike Trout cleats.
Looks like he's got a pair of stilts on out there.
They do kind of look like some pumps. Ground ball, easy hop to the shortstop. Throw brings the first baseman off the bag, and he couldn't handle it. Weak throw from the shortstop, and it wasn't on target, so Blake beats it out. We've got runner on the board for Chandler Shepard, the 9-hole hitter. Chandler again came back into the game after being replaced by Caleb Gefeller. He's playing center, and he's back in the batting order. No official word yet from the scorekeeper. Now we do. It was a hit, giving an infield hit to Blake Adams.
Bit generous by the scorekeeper, but we'll take it. Need the base runners.
Anything we can get. Colton Phoenix goes after the freshman base runner as he got him in a pickle at second base once. No luck there as Blake goes back without a slide. Colton Phoenix is now in the stretch, with the runner on first. Chandler will try a push bunt. Little high.
High and away, and Shepard made the mistake of still trying to get that bunt down.
Draper gives the signs. Look to see if there's another bunt. A little bit of small ball on the part of the Chargers to get back to the top of the lineup. Chandler does a good job of not showing the bunt if that's what they're playing with the pickoff move. No new signs for Chandler as he digs back in. White gloves, the white bat, all white uniform. He is going to bunt. He gets it down, but it's foul. He let the head of the bat dip and didn't really have control of where he was trying to push it. So with an 0-2 count, unlikely that Draper will have him try to bunt again, but he does give him signs. No outs, 0-2 count for the freshman. And the stretch from Phoenix. A pickoff attempt. Again, late, and Blake gets back with ease. Could get another step, but doesn't want to get out to territory where he couldn't get back if he does get fooled. Looks like he does take another step as Phoenix goes to the stretch. High.
Good eye, good patience there from Shepard. 1-2 count. Adams on first base.
Chuck digs in again, awaiting the pitch. A slow off-speed pitch to the left side. Long strike as it goes foul. Chuck waited on it, I think, about as long as he could, as that pitch was much slower than the other offerings that Phoenix has given up.
Good cut. Way to stand the at bat by the freshman.
Chuck taps the plate and readies himself again for the 1-2 offering after the foul ball. Big gap between center and right field, but this one's popped up left and out of play. Right fielder's playing in between the flagpole and the scoreboard, and the center fielder's playing a little left of center. So there's a big gap between the 372 sign in center and the light pole in right. Maybe someplace the Chargers will look to get some action. Off speed high brings the count to 2-2, even.
It's a way to hang at the at-bat by Shepard. After getting down 2-0, he's brought it to a count back to 2-2.
No outs yet for the Chargers.
Phoenix again throws to first. He's thrown to first as many times as he's thrown to the plate today.
Weak attempt there. I don't know if that's his loyal sleep move, but he hasn't really shown a go-to move yet. His foot goes behind his leg as he can't go to first with that move, and the ball is high for a full count. Chuck has worked his way back, as Brett just said, to a 3-2 count. Need another base runner here as the top of the lineup awaits on deck. Chuck fights it off. Don't want to let anything close go past him as Blake Adams is running. Good play by Chuck. Protecting the plate. 75% of all 3-2 counts, foul ball. Not true today, though. Chuck laid off it again. High inside pitch. There's a walk for Chuck. So now we have two runners on, the two freshmen in the lineup on first and second. And the top of the lineup and Campbell Kerr.
Great patience there by Chandler Shepard, the freshman. Was down early in the count and battled back and got the walk, got on base. The Chargers have runners on first and second with Campbell Kerr, our feature player, coming to the plate.
Draper called time to get a conversation with his runners as the pitching coach, it looks like, for the Rockets approaches the mound. They're working on some holes in the mound as they discuss. It looks like they're going to stick with Colton Phoenix, as this is his 6th inning of work. However, he's only pitched 5 because he has not recorded an out yet. Leadoff hitter Campbell Kerr, look for him to hit to the right side where I said that hole is, as right fielder is stayed in that position and so is the center fielder. Much larger gap in right field than there is in left field.
Campbell's riding a lot of confidence. I expect him to come up with a big base hit here.
He's
for the Chargers.
very far up in the box as his front foot is on the white line. He shows bunt, gets it down. There's no one covering first. Great bunt, great call by Coach Draper. Now the bases are loaded for the Chargers. Fantastic execution all around, as there was no one there, no one anticipating the play, and no one to cover first base. I don't even know if the throw would have made it there in time anyway, Brett.
Beautiful bunt laid down there by Campbell Kerr, the junior. Right down the first base line. As you said, nobody was covering first. Campbell has the speed to get there anyway, I think.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2, Rowan Fansalker.
Serenaded by some Bob Marley. See if Roman can get a base rip here. Get some runs on the board for the Chargers.
Roman not as far up in the box as Campbell was. Putting some pressure on the pitcher here on the base paths, as the runner on first and third both got big leads. And Roman took a high pitch.
Adams might have been getting a little cocky there as he gets a talking to from Draper.
Pitcher Colton Phoenix is in the windup. He steps off for a second. No pickoff moves from him unless he steps off. Time is called again. Emphatic time from the home plate umpire as Roman and the pitcher Colton Phoenix step back to their respective positions. Infield's in for the for the Rockets. Last time they tried to bring in the infield, Chargers capitalized with a base hit over the third baseman's head. This time the whole infield's in.
It was Roman at bat last time they brought the whole infield in. Chopped it over the third baseman, Sutton.
Long swing and a miss from Roman.
Good cut there, though, by Roman, being aggressive up at the plate.
Roman steps out for some words of encouragement and signs from third base coach, Coach Draper. 2-1 count, no outs for Roman Fansalker. Swing, pops it up. Runners will go back to tag. Ball is fading foul, coming back fair. And the shortstop, John Teague, makes the play. No damage done for the Chargers, but that's only the first out, as now the heart of the lineup comes up with the first baseman, Alex Fisher, up to the plate. Both Fisher and Beazle have made serious contact on the ball, and now with bases loaded, we're looking for them to do some of the same. Right field again. Obviously, the Rockets are not listening to our broadcast because that hole is just as wide as it was before. And Fish can hit to all parts of the park. And he does to that hole. It's deep. It's not going to go to the wall, but it goes past the center fielder. 3 runs will score for the Chargers on the double, make that 2 as Campbell Kerr stops short after directions from Draper. A double from Fisher plates 2 runs, and now the Chargers are back tied.
Great call there, Cooper. The Chargers knew that there was a gap up there in right center field. Fisher rips one there, puts 2 to the plate for the Chargers. It's 7-7, game on.
Chargers not afraid to hit it all areas of the field, and it looks like Colton Phoenix's day is done. After pitching 5 1/3, giving up 7 runs and 10 hits. He's pitched about as long as he could. Don't have a pitch count over here, but I would assume it's getting close to 100.
It's getting up there high. We saw some guys warming up in the bullpen a couple innings ago, but Coach opted to stay with Phoenix. He did a good job. He hung in there as long as he could, but the Chargers finally took advantage of it.
Second baseman, Chandler Whitney, who was warming up, coming to pitch. That was back in the 4th, I believe. His first warm-up pitch is in the dirt.
Looks like Phoenix will move to right field, and the right fielder,
Isaac Holland, will move to second. Sun's peeking through from left field now, as it was gone for a while. Charger hitters are out on deck watching the new pitcher. Haven't seen a right-handed arm yet today. Looks like he is dealing with the hole that was dug by Colton Phoenix, as was Caleb Gefeller.
Whitney's thrown a few in the dirt so far.
Doesn't
Charger
look pleased.
batters are looking intently on.
It's going to be very important for Terrence Swikart to block the balls as another one goes in the dirt, because there are runners in scoring position for the Chargers.
That one barely made the dirt, if at all. Clean cut Coach Draper talking to the plate umpire.
Looks like a new man.
Haven't seen him like that since right after football season, actually, when he had to shave the beard for his brother's wedding. He did have a nasty Fu Manchu going this weekend. I was hoping he'd stick with it for the game, but looks like his wife got or his girlfriend Lauren got the better of him.
You know some
already
news that we
already
don't?
predicting something over here. A little something for Coach Draper to hear on the broadcast later.
Or Lauren.
Or Lauren.
All right, warm-up pitches are finished. As the Chargers tied it up there on a double from Alex Fisher. 7-7 now in the bottom of the 6th with cleanup hitter Brennan Ezel to face the new pitcher, Chandler Whitney.
Fisher on second, Kerr on third. 2 runners in scoring position. Just as his warm-up pitches, the ball is in the dirt for Whitney.
Swikart blocks it, but it still gets a little past him, but not far enough to where Campbell would feel comfortable taking the plate. coming up on 2.5 hours of game time. Last inning, top of the 6th, and this bottom one is taking some time. Another low pitch this time, doesn't hit the dirt. 2-0 count though.
Whitney appears to be struggling with a little bit of confidence right now. He's having a hard time getting it over the plate.
Low pitch, 3-0 count for Beazle.
Beazle being patient up there.
I'm going to assume that there's no way that Beazle swings, and if this pitch goes by as a ball, expect the same from Buckendorf, who's on deck. Ball inside. That one was higher than his other 3, so he's thrown 4 straight balls. Anticipate the Chargers not swinging until they get a strike. Draper gives the signs to Buckendorf, who's now the pitcher for the Chargers. This is a strike, and it's swung on. Double play turned by the Chargers. 5-2-3 to end the inning. So pretty good little defense there from the Rockets as they get out of the inning with only 2 runs given up. But now we have a tie ball game, 7-7, heading to the top of the 7th. And we'll be right back after this message.
It's been a long time coming, but it's finally here. Right now. A new dawn for Oklahoma City professional sports. A new tradition on a proud sports landscape. Professional soccer has arrived. Are you ready?
Head on down to the Charger Court to buy your latest in-school apparel. Range from t-shirts to sweatpants and even those nifty bleacher seats. You'll always find the perfect Charger gear. Not only will you show off your Charger pride, but you'll be helping improve the school in many ways, such as classroom activity funding. Come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 2. Tuesday and Thursday, 10 to 4. And don't come Saturday and Sunday, because we won't be there.
We're back here at Stevenson Field. Grayson Wilson warming up Buckendorf as Beazle was on base. Grayson, the freshman catcher, is back now from an ankle injury that he had in football and is technically, I guess, the third-string catcher behind Beazle and Campbell Kerr. Buckendorf is ready to pitch as the home plate umpire brushes off the plate to begin the top of the 7th inning. Dylan Manley, who replaced Isaac Holland 2 innings ago, so that Dylan Manley is now playing second base and hitting 8th.
Buck high again with the fastball, the first pitch. Count 1-0.
I'm sure Coach Draper and the Chargers will look to try to get the 8 and 9 hole hitters out before they get to the top of the order with the third batter this inning.
There's Buck, gets that fastball down right over the plate. Manley didn't have a chance at that one.
Manley stepping out to receive the signs from third base. He's in the middle of the box. I would assume he'd be in the back with the type of arm strength that Buckendorf has as he blows by another fastball for strike number 2. Some more action in the right field bullpen for the Rockets. Strike 3, take a seat, Meat. Throwing around for the Chargers after out number 1. And now Flo is back up to bat. Haven't seen him since the first.
Number 48, Flo, who pinch ran in the first inning, is now getting it at bat.
He's also in the front of the box. He's going to button up his jersey. Home plate umpire makes the notes of the change of the substitution, as Flo is now entering in the game for number 4, Patrick Talbot, first baseman. I don't know if Buckendorf would be the guy I'd want to face in my first at bat of the afternoon. That's what we're dealing with here with number 48 after he takes the first pitch for a strike. Buckendorf is working exclusively out of the stretch. Strike number 2. He's working quick and working well. 0-2 count.
Buck seems to be in a rhythm now after walking those 2 batters in the last inning. Now he's just blowing smoke right by these Rocket hitters.
Shakes off the first 2 signs. Quickly he approaches the strike 3. Grabs some pine meat. Back-to-back strikeouts for Buck.
Buck really feeling comfortable now. Just blowing it right by these Rocket batters.
This is the pitcher that we have come to know and love as Charger fans this year. Leadoff hitter now. He's been begging to get hit all day. He got granted that wish just now. Buckendorf grazed the jersey of 25, Noah Boekman, center fielder.
Must have been the baggy jersey.
And now batting the catcher, Taryn Swikart. He's a little late to get to the plate as he had to take off his gear with 2 outs. He also has the unbuttoned jersey look.
Going with a little Rico Suave action out there.
Both pant pockets are out of the back, a style that was popularized by many Detroit. No one's covering third as the plate. This is going to be a pickle. Good play by Campbell. He gets a throw off to second, but a little late. Interesting little play there. The ball got away from Beazle. No one knew where it was, so Campbell vacated third. The runner that was on first made a big turn to third, but Roman caught him there, and then Campbell kept him at second. So 1-0 count to the catcher. As I was saying, pocket style popularized by many Venezuelan players on the Detroit Tigers a couple years back. He looks at strike 1. 1-1 count with 2 outs. 2 outs, runner on second after 2 straight strikeouts from Buckendorf and a hit by pitch. Low pitch, good block by Beazle as he caught it and was ready to make a throw to second.
Great snag there by Beazle. Pass ball would have put Boekman down to third.
Buckendorf gets the sign, readies the stretch. Another hit by pitch. That looked like it was an off-speed pitch that got away from him.
Yes. Is that the 5th hit batter of the day for the Chargers?
I think that's the 7th. I think we had 5 going to this inning, then had 2 just
wow,
there.
7. Coach Seymour coming out now to try to settle Buck down.
Coach Seymour will speak with Buck, as will catcher Beazle, and now the entire infield will gather.
This is an important out for the Chargers. They don't want to go into the bottom of the 7th trailing. Runners on first and second for the Rockets.
Playing at home, the Chargers will have a chance to answer any runs that are scored here. So the game is not over with a run, but the Chargers would like to get out of this without giving up a run. Now batting for the Rockets, the 3-hole hitter, number 24, John Teague.
Looks like we have a courtesy runner out there on first, number 34. Again, we don't have a name for him, and we have yet to give him a nickname.
Foul ball back to the screen.
Coach Casey Brown hustles out to get it.
Chargers this year are coached by Coach Draper, Coach Seymour, Coach Dobbs, and Coach Casey Brown. Coach Brown, a new addition to the staff. 0-1 count. Low, and this one does get away from Beazle, and runners will advance to second and third. Just went under Beazle's glove. Looks like it might have hit the umpire's shin guard, which would have made it go all the way to the backstop, but instead just goes into the grass. John Teague, as he digs in, he kind of looks like he's looking back for the sign. Something that, oh gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, you can kiss it goodbye.
As we stated earlier, it's a lefties ballpark with the wind tunnel heading out to right center. And Teagues takes advantage with the 3-run homer for the Rockets to put them up 10-7.
Little conversation in the dugout and to the pitcher after the 3-run bomb gives the Rockets a 10-7 lead. With the cleanup hitter and third baseman, Nico Sutton. Buckendorf bounces back with a powerful fastball down the middle. He's working quickly. Looks like he's frustrated. He's really pumping it in there. Hopefully he doesn't overthrow and let a couple get away from him here. 0-2 count. I think one of the Charger leaders should go out there and calm him down. Working too quickly for the liking of the umpire. 0-2 count still. Again, someone should go out there and talk to him. Fastball again. Nico Sutton way too late to the party there. Umpire emphatically puts the pause hand up. Now we're in play. Again, there it was right there, the overthrow.
You can tell Buck is heated from that 3-run homer. He's not taking any time, and he's just throwing steam. It's a 2-2 count with 2 outs for the Chargers.
Coach can't go out there to have a conversation because the second visit would mean that he'd have to come out of the game. Off-speed pitch. Foul ball. Looked like it was fair, but it was a good play by, wow, great play by Campbell Kerr. With the backhand stop deep in the hole towards the line to get him out at first, but home plate umpire called it foul. With this angle that we are on in the third base line, it's difficult to see if it was fair or foul.
Either way, it's a heck of a stab by Campbell and has the great arm strength to throw it all the way across the diamond.
2-2-2 count as Buck sets. And he hits another batter. That's either the second or third time that Sutton's been hit today.
All right, let's get this batter right here. Here we go.
This time he got hit with a mean fastball. I think Beasley needs to go out there and have a conversation. No help from the Mount St. Mary's on base hitter to go get the ball, so the ump will take his time getting back into position. Runner on first with 2 outs. Overthrown again. High, 1-0. The 5-hole hitter, Joe Crodel, the left fielder. Buckendorf looks into the third base dugout for instruction. No step off from him. And he hits another batter. He's rattled, Brett.
That's the third batter he's hit so far since he's come into the game. Here comes Coach Draper. Looks like there'll be a change.
Now the home plate umpire is trying to say that he's throwing at him. Umpire is trying to say that Buckendorf's throwing at people. And that was either an off-speed pitch or a slow fastball.
That was an off-speed pitch right there.
Draper's defending his players here.
Coach Draper's arguing that if he wanted to hit a player, he'd hit him with his fastball, not an off-speed pitch, and I completely agree right there. This umpire needs to settle down. Let's get this game underway. It appears that – has he thrown Buck out of the game, or is Drape just taking him out?
Looks like Joe Buckendorf's been thrown out of the game. I don't think that the body language that Buckendorf had should have warranted the being thrown out of the game. He was frustrated with himself, not frustrated with the umpire or with the other team. Draper isn't happy, but he's going to have to come up with a substitution quickly because they're going to need to replace the pitcher, what they were going to do anyway, but now another fielder.
This appears to be a situation where the umpire's on a power trip to me.
I understand that. I understand that. It's just that's the way. That's the way it looks.
This is an instance of where the umpire is trying to take things into his own hands when this is a high school baseball game.
It's a game supposed to be played by the kids, not the adults here.
Pitcher's frustrated now. The broadcast partners are a little frustrated too. He's hearing it from the stands too. Jack Blumenthal, the second baseman, will now move into pitch.
Blumenthal on the mound. Here comes Chandler Shepard.
No, that's
Chandler comes in from the outfield.
Preston Taylor
heading out.
Chandler will switch out the gloves from the big outfield glove to an infield glove.
They'll head to second base.
So now the Chargers will have 3 freshmen in the game.
28 Preston Taylor will move out to right field.
Preston's a 5'9", 140-pound freshman who scored 3 runs as a designated runner.
A bit disappointing from the ump here.
Jack Blumenthal has an 0-0 record, 0 ERA, but he has 1 K in 2 innings pitched. We'll see what happens here with the new pitcher, the 4th for the day for the Chargers.
Maybe this will get the Chargers a little fired up, get out of this inning and get some runs in the bottom of the 7th.
Surprised there wasn't any confrontation or conversation with the field umpire to get a validation of the tossing of Joe Buckendorf. But Jack Blumenthal doesn't care as he throws the first pitch strike.
Completely agree with Draper there. If he's going to intentionally try to hit a player, he's not going to throw an off-speed pitch at him.
And it's not like Buckendorf had complete control of his stuff all day, as that was the 3rd or 4th batter that he'd hit. So we are in agreement that it was not the correct call, but the game moves on as there's a runner on second and first.
Chandler Whitney out the plate.
0-2 count. Check swing, but it was low. Charger dugout wanted to check the swing with the field umpire. Umpire won't agree to the check as he calls it no swing by himself. Again, the close stance from Whitney. He digs in as Jack prepares the stretch. Breaking ball, strike 3. Ends the inning after giving up 3 runs and some interesting calls by the umpire. Hopefully that will fire up the Charger bats as they need to score 3 to keep this game going and 4 to end it.
Make another quick shout out to our sponsors. Thank you to the official sponsor, the Steelman Clinic, where losing weight is a winning game. To get in the game, call 405-755-4600. The Heritage Hall soccer teams are off to great starts. Coach Riley's boys pushed their consecutive win streak to 36 games in a row before dropping a tough 3-2 loss to 6A Norman in the Mustang Bronco Cup. The boys bounced back with a 6-0 throttling of 6A Westmore and a 9-0 win over district foe Guthrie, as well as a 2-1 victory over 4A state champion Santa Fe South. Coach Brewster's girls are 6-1 this season, with their only loss coming at the hands of host school at the 5A Claremore Cup. Tune in to Charger Vision on Thursdays. Both squads continue their quest for the Gold Cup when the Newcastle's Racers roll into Pop Murray Memorial Field.
In this half inning, I'm watching Coach Seymour as you are. It looks like he's saying, why didn't you go warn him, Joe Buckendorf that is, if you thought he was getting out of hand? As there was no conversation from anyone on the bench from the Chargers to calm Buckendorf, or any conversation from the umpires to calm him down. Even though I don't think he needed to calm down because all he was frustrated with himself. Anyway, now batting for the Chargers, number 5, Dawson Evans. He was going to hit without batting gloves last inning. Now he has them on. He's 0 for 3, or hitless today. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4. We need a big hit from him to keep this game going. A couple different Rockets warming up on the right outside of their dugout, as only second baseman and shortstop took ground balls, but number 42, Nico Sutton, is back out there to play third. Might have been warming up in case he needed to throw, pitching that is. So as it is, bottom of the 7th, no outs, Chargers down by 3, 10-7.
First pitch from Whitney right down the middle as Evans showed bunt for a strike.
Dawson hitless today after going 4 for 4 in the championship of the I-40 Classic, looking to get something started with his own bat by possibly laying down a bunt.
Good eye
Ball
there from
high.
Evans. Chargers in desperate need of some base runners, trailing by 3 in the bottom of the 7th.
Dawson does a favor for the umpire, cleans off the plate. Pop up in play for the catcher, and it's dropped. Didi, runner interference at first. No call, though. Safe. After that win that's been tricky all day, mixes up the catcher. We have runners on board for Jack Blumenthal, the senior, now pitcher.
Not the ideal scenario, but you'll take a base runner any way you can get them at this time in the game.
Been kind of a wild inning for the Chargers. Jack, a senior leader, looking to get Dawson into scoring position. Or maybe even home with the double.
Jack
Ball low. Oh, did he call that a strike?
Oh, that was called a strike. The lowest strike we've seen today as it skims the dirt by the plate.
Again, confusing with the home plate umpire late with his calls.
It's a bad scenario of the umpire getting too involved in the game.
Whitney checks the runner at first. Dawson Evans slides back. Plenty of time. Dawson gets his lead. A short one, but he is low. No runner. Pitch inside. I have to wait to let you know what it is or not because
Not
of how
really
late.
sure with this guy.
1-1 with no outs. Jack Blumenthal looking for something to drive here, though.
I think Blumenthal did a great job staying calm last inning and getting that final out for the Chargers and see if he can get a base hit right here.
Off-speed pitch right back at him. Great hit by Jack. Right back at the pitcher.
So showing some senior leadership right there. Got the final out of the last inning when things got a little hectic. Takes the questionable first pitch as a strike and then rips one up the middle for a hit. We got runners on first and second as Adams takes the plate.
So we'll go from senior leadership now to the two freshmen, as we might be dealing with another change at the pitcher for the Rockets. All the infielders in for the conversation.
Coach Keelty having
And that's
a nice
the end of the day for Whitney.
He takes the ball from him.
He'll move to third, and as we said before, Nico Sutton will move to pitcher.
Sutton's had a couple hits for the Rockets, had a good game so far. They're bringing him in to try to close out the Chargers.
While the pitcher's warming up, if your company would like to sponsor our Charger Vision crew, contact Luke Steelman at chargervision@heritagehall.com. Also, we'd like to thank Heim Orthodontics for sponsoring Charger Vision and giving so many Chargers something to smile about. Call 405-755-8151 or visit okcbraces.com on the web. If you would like to get the latest Charger Vision updates, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Vine at hhchargers.tv, and like us on Facebook for updates, special features, and more. Good little shot there of the umpire.
Approaching the 3-hour mark of this ball game. Had a couple lengthy conversations with the umpire. Hasn't helped speeding up the process. While Sutton warms up, we'd like to give a shout out to our producers, Kenneth Stebbins and Jordan O'Reilly, the guys behind the scenes that really make this thing work. Great job, gentlemen.
Been a good first outing for Brett and I, and it's all thanks to them. It's made everything easy for us. We're going to get ready to get going here in the bottom of the 7th with no outs. New pitcher again, Nico Sutton, was playing third. Now into pitch, facing the freshman Blake Adams. He had a rally starter in the second inning, looking to get one started in the bottom of the 7th. If no runs are plated for the Chargers, that will be the end of the game. But there's no outs so far, so looking to get something started here.
2 on, nobody out for the young freshman. Adams takes time and steps out.
Coming into the game, he was hitting .345 with 5 RBIs, 13 runs, and 3 stolen bases. Looking to get 2 more RBIs here. The gap in right field has shortened as the right fielder has moved from in between the flagpole and the scoreboard to the center field side of the flagpole. Blake swinging a miss at a first pitch curveball. Blake's lined up at the back of the box. The sun is now shining on the pitcher. Another curveball gets Blake reaching. Needs to choke up and protect with 2 strikes here. Rockets have shown to throw a fastball out of the zone with 0-2 count, but Nico's thrown 2 curveballs over the plate for strikes, so we'll see what he does here. Foul ball as Blake Adams protected on top of the Stevenson Fieldhouse. 0-2 count still. Is the first batter facing for Nico Sutton. And it's the freshman Blake Adams. Scooted up a little bit in the box. Another off-speed pitch, drop, 3rd strike. But Blake is out because there's a runner on first base. Jack Blumenthal gets back by the time the throw gets there. Second freshman hitter in the lineup, Chuck Shepard, who started the day on the mound and is now playing in the infield. Need a timely hit from this freshman as he bats without his batting gloves buttoned. Low fastball in the dirt, but no runners advance as the catcher blocks it.
Chuck's had a busy day for the Chargers. He's pitched, he's played center field, and he's played second base. See if he can come up with a good hit right here.
Need one here because we need to get to the top of the lineup. Nico's shown that he's comfortable throwing his off-speed pitch for a strike. That one, however, outside and high. 2-0 count now. Watches that fastball go down the pipe for the first strike. 2-0 count usually when you're going to get a fastball. Low fastball, not much consistency from the home plate umpire in that department.
We've seen that called strike and ball all day today.
3-1 count now. That one's a little higher and called a strike. 3-2-1 count. Ask for some change here.
Chargers needed the rally.
Time called by the freshman. 3-2-1 count again. Sutton in the stretch with runners on second and first. The pitch. 6-4. Not in time for the double play. And Dawson Evans rounds third. So a run is plated. But after the fielder's choice, a 6-4 put out after the throw from the second baseman to the first baseman gets away. So we'll have runner on first with 2 outs. Chargers got lucky there, Brett. It was a tailor-made double play ball.
Tailor-made double play ball. Chuck did a good job hustling it out. Fortunate they weren't able to turn that. Chargers still alive, down 10-8 with 2 outs. Campbell Kerr to the plate.
Campbell Kerr, like Brett said, up to the plate, and that's the leadoff hitter. Still holding the runner on with 2 outs at first base. Defensive changes for Mount St. Mary's. They're going to back up the right fielder. All the outfielders look fairly deep. Off-speed pitch low. Swikart fakes a throw to first, but now gives it back to the pitcher. Chargers down 10-8 on their last life with 2 outs. Fly ball to right field. Sun is in play now, as is the wind. But it is caught, and that's the game for the Chargers. Mount St. Mary's roars back and rallies to win 10-8. So Chargers drop their second in a row as we watch the two teams line up. Hopefully, we're going to have a player of the game after a quick break. But looks like with the loss, we're not going to be able to get to that. So we want to thank you all for watching, and we'll be back right after this, after a quick commercial.
We don't just certify our pre-owned vehicles. We inspect, analyze, and recondition each one until it's nothing short of a genuine certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz for the next new owner. Available only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. Visit today for exceptional offers.
Welcome back, Charger fans. We're back here at Stevenson Field after the number 6 Heritage Hall Chargers drop a close one to the Mount St. Mary Rockets. Chargers had chances early, couldn't capitalize on them or couldn't step on the throat of the Rockets, as the Rockets, like we said, pesky team that'll stay with you if you keep them in it. They moved to 8-8 on the season, and the Chargers dropped to 13-3. Losing pitcher for the Chargers, Caleb Gefeller. Joe Buckendorf, because he came in and gave up the last few runs. Joe, again, was ejected, so we'll have to update you on what the status of he is moving forward in the season. But that's all that we have for you from this game. Moving forward, though, for Charger Vision. Brett?
The next Charger Vision broadcast will be Thursday evening as the Newcastle Racers come to Pop Murray Field for a soccer match between the Racers and the Chargers. The girls' game kicks off at 6 o'clock, followed by the boys' game at 8 o'clock. It's a non-district showdown for the Chargers and the Racers, as the Lady Chargers look to improve to 7-1, as well as the men's team. Coop, when's our next baseball?
Next baseball broadcast will be April 20th, a Monday, against Bethel. The next baseball game, however, is tomorrow evening against Harding Prep at 5 o'clock, and then the Chargers will be in the Piedmont tournament coming up this weekend. Again, we'd like to thank you all for listening. This is Cooper Cloud signing off for Brett Bogert as well for Charger Vision, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.